down, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby, remember.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Angel Santiago. I'm joined with Tony Trapasso. This is the Esports Broadcasting Network, a sim racing media network. Tony, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, and I am so happy to be back with the iSNF Cup Series.
Man, we are, as he said, we are back. That just means it is a new season for the long-running iSNF Cup Series. We are live from Daytona Beach, Florida. Beautiful weather outside today. It is their Daytona 500, and that is right, ladies and gentlemen, the Daytona 500. Full 500 miles, 200 laps at this historic racetrack. Tony, what are you looking for today?
I'm looking for a lot of carnage. Being as it's the first race of the season, and there's a couple new names, not too many, but a couple new names, and guys are going to be looking to make, guys and gals are going to be looking to make a statement early this season. So I'm expecting a lot of aggression, especially past the halfway mark.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be one of those where maybe we see some aggression at first. Maybe something crazy happens. Not even a wreck. Maybe someone gets sideways and everybody's like, whoa, 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 calm it down. Maybe take a moment, as a breather, take a nice fuel run through there, and then the action really starts to ramp up after that halfway mark, just like you said.
Well, that's the thing is, this group has shown time and time again, especially on the plate tracks, that they are able to go very long green flag stints. And if we get to the point where you're going to need a green flag pit stop, which they're using 100% fuel fill tonight, so we're probably looking right around lap 35-ish, between 30 and 35, I would expect to see the green flag pit stops needing to happen. Once you get to the green flag pit stop portion of this event, that's when you see the mistakes happen. Because I haven't seen anybody try to get onto pit road at speed yet. And that's got me a little bit concerned.
You know what I love about this pit road? I'm a local from Orlando, Florida, just about 45 minutes away from Daytona Beach. So my mom, my brother, and I, we go every single year. But no, what I love about this pit road is, so our seats are up in that higher fourth level, right off of turn 4, where you look almost directly along parallel with pit road. And I can't tell you the countless mistakes that I have seen by, the professionals we have in our sport, trying to get down, going 200 miles per hour just to stop to this pit road speed of, I believe, 55, if I'm not mistaken. So
60.
60, there you go. So, it's going to be, you can't blame anybody for making a mistake, when it comes to coming to pit road here. The professionals do it, so it's going to be a tough one. It'll be who manages it the best, I think, on these long runs. You have this manufacturers, you have teams ready to work with each other. That's what makes this iSNF Cup Series so dang good, week in and week out. It's just like we're watching these guys on Sundays anyways with these beautiful looking race cars.
Yeah, absolutely. As the hot lap session coming to an end, these guys and gals qualified yesterday. Let's take a quick look at our starting grid. Starting up on the pole is going to be the number 11 of Brian Chu. He's going to be joined with the 5 of Marcus Hagman. Row 2 gives us Travis Browder and Zach Phillips. Zach Taylor and Skylar Carnes making up row number 3. Row 4 gives us Russell Bradka and Isaac Wilson, Joey Burgee and Jalen Battle rounding out your top 10. Angel?
Pete Van Sprundle, I really hope I said that right. Pete is over here
correct.
in the 11th position. JB Banner in 12th. You have in 13th Dave Corshanes. Corshanes, there you go. That was a real bad one. Corshanes, thank you. And Aspire Motorsports number 7 Chevrolet. Clarence Prince is in 14th. Matt Forns in 15th. John Hopley in 16th. Steven Fishburne, my apologies, in 17th. Casey Tomlinson is 18th. And 19th, you have Derek Cook, and your top 20 rounds out with Dave Holmberg.
That brings us to row 11. That's going to give us Rhea Ferris in the 12. She's going to be joined with the 36 of where the hell am
Brenton Henderson.
Anderson.
There you go.
That's a new name for us.
And
tonight.
our only Aussie in the field.
First Aussie in the field. Then row 12 gives us Gavin Marlin and Linus Brostrom. Isaac Humphreys and Jason Ricketts rounding out row 13. Row 14 gives us Bob Wyckoff and Johnny Castle. Brian Treadwell and Joey Manis in row 15. Row 16, we go to Mike Smith and Damian Mulvey. Richard Poulter and Francisco Villarreal making up row number 17. Row 18, Carl Rourke and Eugene Thorne.
And 37th, you have Taylor Butcher Benjamin. 38th is Marshall Harris. And rounding out your field today is Emily Urias, I believe.
Urias.
Urias. All right. Got it.
And Emily made it in on provisional because the driver that was supposed to start 22nd, or there was another driver that wasn't able to make it here tonight. 200 laps scheduled distance here at Daytona. 8 sets of tires to get it done with. 1 fast repair in their pocket. DQ limit set at 20x. Hopefully nobody has to use that tonight. As the field works its way out of turn number 4, the pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. There it goes. The only thing that's left to do is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, and get ready, folks, because it's showtime!
Lots of movement early already in this one.
Pace.
Sorry, go on ahead there, Tony.
There was one up high off pace about mid-pack. I didn't quite catch who that was.
Well, maybe missing a gear early on the start, but my goodness, you see this work already. You got Joe Gibbs Toyotas in that bottom lane already, back to back with each other. That is your pole sitter, Brian Chu and Travis Browder, currently the number 18. But the number 5 of Marcus Hagman pulls down in front. One of your international drivers. He's shown speed last year, and here he is getting ready to lead lap 1 of the Daytona 500.
Absolutely, the world's fastest Swede, who was part of your Final Four last season. Going to lead the opening salvo here against defending race champion Brian Chu. Brian won from the pole last season. Let's see what he can do this season. As you got Hagman, Chu, Browder, Taylor, Bradka, your top 5 right now. As they're getting a little bit single filed out, everybody's starting to mind their P's and Q's for the most part. We got a little bit of a breakaway going up at the front of this piece, about 12 deep, and then you've got a little bit of separation. Looks like 17 cars at the front of this piece, and then you've got about a second and a half from Rhea Ferris back to the 33 of Gavin Martin in 18th.
Well, those two are teammates in our Ford camp, but teammates here, the 12 and the 33. Those are Penske cars, so you'll be looking maybe Rhea. She can pull back ever so slightly, but maintain distance. She'll be able to maybe bring in her teammate in this backpack.
Zach Taylor in the 27 just had a big moment going into turn 1. Got shot up high, and luckily he's able to get it collected back up. But the entire field right now, single file.
Just backed it up right there to see it. And wow, that was close.
Yes, it was. That's what catching the apron will do to you. But the fact that this whole field right now is single file, that gives me hope, at least right now.
Yeah, these drivers, we were talking with Rhea. She is one of the people that does just a tremendous amount of work to put this league together. I mean, tremendous is an understatement, to be honest with you. But the work she puts in is... yeah. We were talking with her before the race start, wondering what's the direction that these drivers are going to go in. I mean, a lot of returning drivers that she had mentioned. So I think everybody just wants to make it through. They only have 1 fast repair today, so no reason to put yourself in a position early on where you can really, take yourself out of it. You got 200 laps, 500 miles, take it lap by lap, and I think that's what we're seeing right now. And Marcus Hagman is the beneficiary, looking to try to lead as many laps as possible in that number 5 HMS Chevrolet.
Well, with Hagman driving for Hendricks this season, um, now he was with a different team last season, but still in the Chevy camp. The biggest thing to keep in mind, right now, the rest of the guys behind him are basically using Hagman as a fuel pig because he's punching the hole in the air. They can kind of ride at, 3/4 throttle and stay with him. So Brian Chu and Travis Browder and everybody back there in line, they're able to conserve a little bit of fuel. They might be able to get another lap or two, by the time we get to that green flag pit stop.
Well, and that doesn't just affect the number 5 of Marcus Hagman. It's going to affect the entire HMS stable along with the other Chevrolets, because the goal is always to pit with your own manufacturer and pit with your teammates. And, Marcus's teammates aren't going to let him out to hang just for a couple of laps, of fuel. So they're kind of going to force the entire Chevrolet group to possibly pit earlier than maybe they originally planned to.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably what we're going to be seeing. But Hagman does have that all-important bonus point for leading a lap so far. Chu, of course, getting the point for pole position. So, bonus points are coming into effect, and that's what the guys that are going to be championship caliber and are looking to make it to the final race of the season in that final 4. They're already thinking bonus points right now. As we now have 6 laps in the books, Hagman, Chu, Browder, Bradka, Carnes, Phillips, Wilson, Burgee, Van Sprundle, and Jalen Battle rounding out your top 10.
We have Michael Iskander, one of the drivers here, mentioning on our Facebook chat that he couldn't make it. Something came up right before the start. So we're sorry, Michael, couldn't be here. We're glad you're watching with us and rooting on your teammates here in the iSNF Cup Series.
Absolutely. Good to have you with us watching. As Logan Detweiler checking in as well. Good to have you with us. Jonas Flores, good to see you with us too. And Angel, we've got a request.
I just saw it now. Just jumped over. Well, actually, we have a request, and then we had a question from Jonas. Jonas, I've been to Disney World more times than I can think. So it's been a little while since the pandemic started, but it's about a 45-minute drive for me. So about as far as Daytona is for me. Mostly just because of traffic.
Closed.
Yeah. And Logan, I believe, is who you're talking about. You wanted to go on board. Let's go ahead and jump on board with our leader, and then momentarily with somebody in the pack. So you're going to want to listen to how the throttle is. You're going to hear for our leader, that throttle is going to be all the way the entire time. But I'll tell you this much. That's a view that I'd like to see if I was in this race.
What, nothing in front of you?
Oh, absolutely. Nothing in front of you. Clear racetrack. If a wreck is going to happen, odds are if you're in it, it's only because you threw a block or got touched in the wrong area. Your odds are pretty good when you're in first place not to get wrecked out.
Well, the other thing that you can pay attention to as well, if we go on board with, let's say...
We're on board right now with our second place driver, Brian Chu from Fort Myers, Florida. So, hometown race for him as well.
Absolutely. But you can hear the difference between Hagman's engine and Chu's engine.
Oh, a ton. And what we're going to do is you can hear Chu's still got quite a bit of throttle time. Let's jump back here to Van Sprundle. You see him getting off the throttle almost immediately as we jump on board with him. Right behind that number 22 of Joey Burgee. So he's trying, you can tell it's off the throttle again. So between first and second, and right now we're on board with the number 42 of Pete. Big difference in throttle time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's going to play into his hand as this race wears on. The guys that don't have to burn up their fuel. They're going to be able to get another lap out of the tank, as opposed to the guys and gals that are punching a hole in the air.
Yeah, definitely. The fuel mileage is going to play a big key for manufacturers as we continue racing today. Want to go jump back out of your cockpit view, and we'll go back to that a couple different times during the race. For those of you that are new to listening to my voice for the iSNF Cup Series, the cockpit view is one of my favorite views. But we got quite a few nice views on our camera package today, thanks to Cliff. Cliff is one of our number one guys here in the Esports Broadcasting Network. So shout out to him for the great camera angles that we're going to have for tonight's race.
So at the start of the race, there was an issue with the 45 of Prince.
Okay.
And a lot of it was connection issues, and he just immediately just dropped the tail into the field. He's currently been on pit road for 8 minutes now trying to get that sorted out.
So it looks like he might, he's not been able to. Actually, it looks like he just jumped back into car, so I think he might have it almost ready to get going here. So we'll hope to see the 45 as an opportunity to get back out there. Race isn't over, there's a ton of time to make up. And, we're starting to see these guys get a little antsy, even back here a little bit, not quite single file. So, we'll start seeing things change as this race goes on, and the opportunity for him to make up some time is definitely going to be there.
Yeah, but I think I speak for everybody watching this race tonight that, he's currently 10 laps down. And he's not the first car one or more laps down, which means he's going to need 11 cautions to get him back on the lead lap.
Yeah, assuming nobody else gets put a lap down in that situation. No, you're absolutely right. But for him, it's sad to say, and you hate to say somebody's out of the race at, 13 laps in, but odds are, race isn't happening for the win. So at this point, all you're trying to do is put down as many laps as possible, hope for carnage, and hope that you can make up plenty of time in that sense, just positions with people dropping out of the race.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, too, that these guys are going to have to be mindful of is they are coming up on the lap car. That looks like Eugene Thorne.
Correct.
That they are reeling in hand over fist. They've got a 10-mile-an-hour wind out of the southwest, which means that they're getting a cross breeze going through the tri-oval.
Yeah, so, and that's definitely going to obviously affect the handling of these race cars. They're very aero-dependent with how much downforce they're running at these big tracks. So, wind like that, it's going to make a difference.
Absolutely. And the fact that it's 82-degree ambient air temperature, it's a relatively cool track temperature for being being 82 degrees. Track temperature is only 85, which that's the good news. It's only 85. The bad news is it's 85.
Yeah, and for those of you that aren't aware, the conditions that they race on are, as you see, the 17 of Russell Braca takes advantage of the 18 with a slight slip up there into turn 2, and that's going to shuffle the 18 of Travis Browder back. Oh, he finds a spot right there in front of, I believe that's the 13 of Zach Phillips. Great job.
He was going down there whether Phillips wanted him to or not.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put my car here, whether or not we crash. That's on you.
Yep,
that was one of those situations.
Big moment there for Zach and Travis. Zach just going ahead and gonna lay off the throttle and let him go on downs. But as I was talking before that moment, so what Rhea does is she sets up the session that we're racing in for the exact temperature, exact wind speed, humidity that is currently going on in Daytona Beach, Florida right now. So that 84 degrees or whatever, I'll pull up the race info again for a moment
85.
here. 85 degrees. So it's for the track temperature. Yeah. So that's what's current right now in Daytona. So
got some issues going on right now with Zach Taylor getting shuffled out of line.
Oh, contact with 24. What a save by the 24. That car was sideways.
Yes, it was. Jalen Battle showing he knows how to Tokyo drift.
Oh, we're going to see right here. So all it is a 27 just trying to get behind the 24. and he just misjudges it ever so slightly. He wasn't quite clear, and the 24 Jalen Battle just wheels that thing in the middle of the turn and keeps that race car going. No accident. Great racing there. Great driving by the both of them. And we got to run back here in the 14th position.
Yes, we do. It's JB Banner leading the charge there. Actually, no, that's Brian Treadwell leading that charge on the outside lane, getting that second lane going. And that's the thing. Treadwell, he went high, and everybody behind him went with him. That's what you want to see is if you make the move, who's going with you. And right now they got 4 cars right there with him.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people think, oh, well, these tracks, they're impossible. You can't race the outside. All it is people just seem to be afraid to get onto the outside. If you get a train of cars up on that high side, it is actually faster because you almost never have the checkups that you have on the bottom lane. So you can carry a ton more momentum on that outside in these turns. It is possible if you can get some cars, and you see slowly but surely they're trying to build some momentum. But, you know, all this is doing is putting them further away from that lead pack.
Yeah, absolutely is. Wow, that was a big move out of the 00, Matt Forns. Went up through the block on... wow. And he just completely checked up that outside lane, and now
the momentum is gone.
Freight trained.
Yep.
They're getting freight trained now.
He might be able to pull in the front of the 52, but looks like he's going to decide not to. He'll just drop right back. So these cars are back to being single file, which is very important because if not, that front pack was just going to continue to pull away on him.
The one you're going to want to keep your eye on right now, a current biggest mover, is Francisco Villarreal in the 20.
Here comes the 45. He is back out on track, but blinking a little bit.
And way off the pace. This is going.
Oh, contact with the 51. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. It is chaos. Oh, and they're still wrecking. Nowhere to go for the 34. The 8 makes heavy contact.
Holy cow.
My goodness. I'm not sure where to start here. We're going to have to back this up right before. Oh my goodness. The 51 is just all the way in the air. I mean, he almost clears the catch fence on this view right there.
There was no almost. He did.
All right, let me look at a different view here. You're going to see as they come off of turn. You know what? That's not on the 45. The 45 held his line, and I think you see the 51, I believe. He just gets loose 3 wide here and gets into the 45, into the wall, up in the air. And we have a just huge pile up of cars.
Well, the thing is, the 51 tried to go around the 53, and you know, Angel, you've been in this server long enough, to know the most terrifying thing you can hear your spotter say at Daytona is 3 wide. You're the meat. 3 wide, you're the meat.
Oh,
and
goodness.
Unfortunately, that's what happened with Damian Mulvey. And he tried to give the 53 room. The only problem is he didn't have as much room as he thought he did, and just snap see you bye.
Yeah, that's about the best way you could have put that. Unfortunate. These drivers actually do get a faster pin for today's race. Typically they don't here, the ISNF Cup Series, but Rhea said she was feeling generous and wanted to give them one for all their hard work for a full 500-mile race. You see coming down pit road, everybody except for, I do believe that was a lap car who stayed out.
2 lap cars.
There you go. Okay, not a problem there. So Marcus Hagman slides in. You see Brian Chu. Remember, he's the guy who won the pole after winning the first duel. So it looks like maybe the 7
and
missed
won
his.
last year.
Yes, that is correct. So looks like the 18 is going to win the race off pit road. I don't believe that the 7 made a pit stop. I think he may have missed his pit box because it doesn't show time.
He did not go down pit road at all.
The 7? No, he went down pit road. Yeah, he
I'm showing him his no.
He didn't hit his pit stall is what happened.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, he just happened to come right into view.
Travis Browder winning the battle off pit road in the 18.
Well, look at this. The 47 is Skylar Carnes. We haven't really spoken much of him. He was running here in the top 10, but yeah, fuel only. He jumps right out into the what might be the third, could be the second position, depending on if Dave Corshone, right?
Corshane.
Dave, I'll get it eventually. I'm sorry.
But Browder taking fuel only. Carnes taking fuel only. Brian Chu looked like he took 2. Hagman took 2. Isaac Wilson took fuel. Zach Phillips took 2. Joey Berge took 2. Russell Bradford took 4. And then rounding out your top 10, Francisco Villarreal, currently up 24 spots from where he started, taking fuel only.
All right, we're in our caution break. And for those watching in, we have a couple of questions here. The sun will set during this race. There is no clouds. It's a rather cloudless day here in Florida. Yeah, clear skies here. You say clear skies so dang much here. You got to find a different way to talk about it to make it feel real.
Well, yeah, and Chemo, these are the Gen 6 cars. These are not the next-gen cars that they're going to see at the real-world Daytona this year. Only because, and this was something that I had spoken with Rhea about, they're not going to the next-gen yet, only because the aero package and the engine package hasn't been finalized yet in the real world, so they want to go with a known quantity right now as opposed to guessing and hoping. So these are technically last season's Cup cars.
No, and you are 100% correct. And it's smart because I had spoken with Rhea just like you were mentioning. You were able to. It's like I run a next gen league now, and I know that from the start of our season here in a couple of weeks on Friday nights here on SRM to the end of the season, halfway through the calendar year, the cars are going to change a ton. That's when iRacing is going to have a ton more information and data to put into the sim to change the way these cars. So I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, at least until like 4th of July. At that point we might see.
Oh, you have a ton more information by then. Absolutely.
Right.
You would have race on all the different types of tracks, and I mean.
And here we go.
Yep, we're going green.
Pace car's in. Green flag is out. Browder has the button, and we are back underway. And that is very dangerous for the rest of the field, as you got Browder and Chu, 2 teammates for JGR, running stem to stern right now at the front of this piece.
Yep, that much is correct. But you know what? You got 2, 3 Chevrolets lined up on the high side, and then you got 2 Fords behind you, and then your third JGR teammate right behind him. So we'll have to see how can these guys work together. Looks like that outside's got a little bit of momentum. The 47 trying to make something happen as they go by a lap car that is damaged.
That is a very damaged number 3 of Carl Rourke.
And just like that, the 47, he's going to take the lead. He's not going to cut down in front of the 18, though. He's looking to carry the 5 of Marcus Hagman with him to the front. Oh, the 11 blinks momentarily.
And that's not good when you're in the draft. Hagman, though, backed out of it just ever so slightly. And here comes the 13 of Zach Phillips to get to the back bumper of Hagman. So you've got 3 Chevys stem to stern on that high line, followed by a couple of Fords. And you got the 2 Toyotas on the low side. I got to think the Toyotas are at a disadvantage right now as Hagman pushing the daylights out of Carnes, trying to get to the front of this piece. And they both get the clear going into 3.
Yep, they jump down in front of those Toyotas. And we'll see can this outside lane maintain that momentum. It was 6 cars, now dropped to 4, but you got a couple guys there ready to make some moves. You've seen the 17 and 27 make moves earlier in the race, and that 13 leading that pack, so we'll have to see what can they do. But Skylar Carnes, he's going to be your leader through here.
Absolutely. We got a little bit of a battle heating up right now, back around 14th, as that is Rhea Ferris on the high line, JB Banner on the low side, as Ferris trying to get up there with the 2 Fords in front of her. I don't think she's close enough to get anything. There's a little sky drafting going on with those Mustangs in front of her, and now she's finally got the head of steam that she needs to try to push that outer lane up towards the front of this piece.
Yeah, they saw 13 dip to the bottom and say, I'm good. I'm tired of losing any more spots. So we're going to have to see, can anybody else, or does anybody else know? The 17's going to, cut right in front of the 38. A fellow Ford driver, he'll let him through. See him back it off. So, this outside lane is gone. And right now it looks like Rhea Ferris in the 12 and Zachary Taylor in the 27 will not benefit from that. Rhea drops back down. Zachary will continue to lose spots here. As you see the 22 up the racetrack a little bit there, Joey decides to come right back down. So you see these drivers coming down the backstretch.
I'm white knuckled and I'm not even on the track.
Oh my goodness, tell me about it. I'm just holding on to my mouse over here like, oh my goodness, what's happening now?
Yeah, I know, right?
All right, so your leader, Skylar Carnes from Bristol, Tennessee. So hometown, different racetrack, an entirely different type of racetrack, but he's here leading this race. And then you got the Swedish man, Marcus Hagman, back up to the second position.
The world's fastest Swede.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Then you got Travis Browder. He's from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Brian Chu from Fort Myers, Florida, as we previously mentioned. And the number 14, Isaac Wilson from Shelton, Washington. How many countries did Bria say we have represented in today's race?
We have 6.
Wow.
We have 2 Swedes, a couple of Brits, an Aussie, a couple Canadians, 1 Irishman, and the rest are from America.
Wow, would you look at that?
Hang on to her, son.
Oh, my goodness. The 22 is going to split down there. They're trying to clear that number 6 of John Hopley. He's a lap car, and he's going to get back into the draft at least here.
You know, I'm so used to calling the Friday Night Super Speedway League that we have on ESBN that I'm so used to that league having the rule of lap cars go to the extreme outside lane and stay there till the field passes you.
Yeah, I mean, and we're not listening into the voice chatter on the track either, so could be that they told him, to stay low, or he'll stay out, stay low. But yeah, typical procedure I like is usually to stay on the outside, but you got to be careful too. Sometimes if they go too far to the outside, you know how that wall could just suck you in if you get too close to it.
Yeah, but that's not exactly what drivers were saying to the 6.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
And being as we're a PG-13 broadcast, I cannot repeat what was said to him.
All right. Well, see, that's what makes Tony such a good commentator here. He is listening to that voice chat. I have the voices in my head can't handle that. Well, we come back here to Francisco Villarreal. He is your 7th place driver and currently up 27 spots. My goodness.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Again, another one of your Final 4 from last season. But here's the other thing too, and I want to reach out to everybody that's watching right now. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, because we're going to be doing this once we get wound back up here over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be adding more broadcasts to the fray, but we're going to be doing this at least every night of the week. Sometimes triple headers are already scheduled.
Oh my goodness, I'm excited.
Yeah.
We have double headers on at least 3 or 4 of our days in the week. So that's how much I'm loving this.
So double headers, triple headers. You're not going to want to miss a moment of action on the ESBN family of broadcasts. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you get notified whenever we have a broadcast. And hit that thumbs up button too, because that really helps with the YouTube algorithm. It helps share this video with other possible race fans. But I do want to ask everybody that's watching right now, who's your pick? Tell who are you riding with tonight? Who is your pick to win the opening session for the iSNF Cup Series here at Daytona?
We had a couple people here in our chat. John Boy Media thanking Matt Forns in that 00. Let's go ahead and jump to that 00 now. We saw him making some moves earlier on. Why can't I see? I'm actually on him right now. That's why.
That would explain everything.
There you go. So he is a substitute driver today for John Boy Media. John is currently battling COVID, so we hope the best for you, John. And can't wait to get you back out here. And right now we're rooting on Matt Forns for you.
Absolutely. So we got a 13-car breakaway at the front of this piece. Rhea Ferris holding down the caboose in that freight train. 2 3/4 seconds over JB Banner right now.
Well, and what's also, Rhea actually just a couple of laps ago put down the fastest lap by any driver so far today with a 46.16. So Rhea's on fire back there, putting down some fast laps.
She's always fast whenever we come to a plate track.
Oh, we got a caution.
Bob Wyckoff.
Oh, this is okay. Let's see what happened here. It looks like he's gonna try to come down here in front of the 21. Not quite the room there. Mistimed it. Oh, you got a couple of drivers smashing hard into the wall there. It looks like it's the number 9. It's like the 41 and the 19 are still making contact through there. Heavy contact for both drivers there.
Aye.
This would be a great view. You see the 41 try to come down here in front of 21. The 21 tries to back off, but he gets shoved back into the 41. Just chain reaction, nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers, and then multiple just contact here and there. Oh, heavy contact for the 41 and the 19. They make it through.
Oy vey. Yeah, that was a shot.
Yeah, that would hurt.
that hurt to watch. But Weisskopf able to limp that car back to pit road, hopefully. Missing his entire front end, I might add. Now driving a pavement modified. So let me ask you this. Considering that we just saw these guys down pit road about 10 laps ago, do you come back down for fuel now?
Depends where am I on the racetrack. If I am anywhere that's not currently maybe the top 10 or 12 drivers, give or take, I'm coming down and I'm filling up on fuel.
Sounds fair.
You know, it's track position can be hard here, and
yeah.
So I think if you're in the top 10 range, stay out. Leader comes in though, you come in. Everybody comes in. I think you have no choice to. Looks like the 22 might be showing his hand here. That is the 22 of Joey Burgee from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. All right, peeking.
Here we go.
And we're in. No, we got a Toyota driver staying out.
So all the domestic cars coming down pit road, the Toyotas are staying out.
Interesting decision here. Love this view right here we've got here of the commitment cone as we see all the cars coming down pit lane right now.
Oh, Carnes just blew through his pit stall.
Oh. Well, it looks like about 7 drivers not coming down pit lane. Marcus Hagman looking. I don't know if he beat Isaac Wilson off pit road or not. I think Isaac just barely got him. So Marcus has not really been making up a ton of time in that second stall. So we'll have to see what happens there.
That's because Wilson came down at the tail end of the last caution.
Got it. So
like as the lights were getting ready to go out on the pace car, he came down, took fuel then came down now, and he didn't have to take as much fuel as Hagman did. So, but that hands the lead of the race over to the 18 of Travis Browder. Brian Chu, Francisco Villarreal, Zach Phillips, Russell Bradka rounding out your top 5. So 3 Toyotas, a Chevy, and a whole slew of Fords behind them.
All right, we got a couple of drivers still being shot out too. Let's see, as we're talking about Marcus Hagman, and they're talking about Linus Broström.
Yep.
All right, perfect. From Skara, Sweden. So one of our other Swedish drivers here today.
Okay, let's see how you pronounce Hagman's hometown.
Oh God, no.
Go for it.
Vingaker. Yeah, I figured I was nowhere close. How do you say it?
Ask Hamster, because I have no idea. I don't think my tongue works in that direction.
I always like to say my English is not very good looking, but I'm trying to say a Swedish word, even less. All right, we're getting ready, getting lined up, double file right now. We're going to be currently on lap 37, so we crossing the line, 37 laps complete when we are back green. So got into the first portion of this one pretty quickly. Looks like in our chat saying Wing Walker.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you, Jonas, in our YouTube chat. I figured somebody there would be able to let us know. Wing Walker. There we go. That's awesome. Wow, I would have never guessed that one. That's interesting.
Exactly. But Browder going to have the button as the lights are out on the Ford Mustang GT 500 pace car, the official pace car of iRacing. I don't care what anybody else says.
I agree.
So, kind of a dangerous situation for the rest of the field as you've got 3 JGR cars at the front of this piece.
Does this
and
mean
if those guys get hooked up at this as the green's about to come out? Here we go.
Looks like the 11 probably gets a good run here and cuts in front, or
I don't
maybe
think
not.
the 13's gonna let him.
That's
It
that
looked
risk
like
that
you
you
wanted
take.
to get in between. It looked like you wanted to get in between the 18 and the 20.
Wow, look at the 13 power move right there by Zach Phillips. Oh my goodness, he took control of that all by himself. Wow.
I mean, Phillips, 0 F's given. He's like, you're going, bud.
And I'm coming with you. Wow. For now, that is going to be the ESBN power move of the race so far. I love it.
Absolutely. But, the other thing I want to mention, take a look at Francisco Villarreal in the 20. Announced his retirement after last season's championship race. Got called back into sub tonight, and up 30 positions from where he started this piece. And then you got Taylor Butcher Benjamin in the deuce, up 25 spots from where he started. So anybody that says it's not possible to pass at Daytona, you're full of baloney.
Yeah, that's true. It is. It's possible to make up. You just got to take advantage of those moments. And some drivers don't care to take advantage of those moments, and that's fine. But other drivers, like Taylor and Francisco, they're looking to make their way up the field.
Absolutely is. Field again getting pretty single filed out. For the first 25 cars, and then you've got a big gap back to the 7 of Dave Courchain and Johnny Castle. Between Castle and Courchain's 25th and 26th. Courchain's 3.5 seconds now off of Castle's 34.
Yeah, right now, a couple drivers. I mean, so I guess you have a Toyota, a Chevy, 2 more Toyotas.
2 Fords, a Chevy, and a whole slew
and then
of Fords
a
behind
whole
them.
slew of Fords behind them. Yep. So these Fords are slowly making their way with each other, and behind let's see, we got a couple more Chevrolets. We got 4 more Chevrolets after that, and then Rhea being the final car in this lead pack of 18 drivers in a Ford as well. So looks like Ford dominating this front 18, but nobody in the top 4.
Nobody in the top 4.
Ford-wise, yes, correct.
Yeah.
As Brenton Henderson, he's made up 17 spots. So I know Francisco's made 30 up right in front of him, but our Aussie in the field, Brenton Henderson, making his Ford known.
And this is his first start with the iSNF Cup Series.
I've done a couple
showing so far.
I've done a couple of these races for iSNF, and I feel like each time there's been that one driver, it's their first race, and they're not scared to go up there and make up some time. So I love that. They have the confidence, and they're given that confidence from everybody else in the field, and admin wise, to go out there and not just play it safe, go out there and race for the win.
Well, the thing is I like the way that this league has it set up. There's a good feeder system with this league where, if you're coming in new, fresh, and nobody knows you, they make you earn your stripes instead of just fast tracking somebody into Cup. And we all seen how that worked in the real world, Danica Patrick. They use the feeder system to help build the leagues, and the higher tiered leagues, and business is picking up in that top 19 as we get a second lane starting to form up.
Yeah, it was those Chevrolets that made their way up there, and Marcus Hagman had the door shut on him by the 38 of Linus Broström, so the other Swedish driver here today. And we got a couple Fords jump out in front of those Fords, and we've got a bit of a run on that outside. We got about 6 cars. That's a pretty good number of cars, number-wise, but the side drafting each other right there, that's just going to keep slowing them down.
Absolutely is. They're picking them up and laying them
down. There
down.
we go. Put right back in line.
Broström that was a 47 of Carnes, just bulldozing his way down in that lower lane.
And the 27 gets left out to hang. He's got no one there. You got a couple of Fords, but nobody's going to let him in line. He's going to try to cut down in front of the 5 maybe, but nope, the 5's got a room. He's got him. 27's going to have to sit and fall right back to the back of this one behind Rhea Ferris. But, man, I'll tell you, Zachary Taylor, he's a guy that keeps taking a chance every single opportunity he gets to. I mean, you see him drop back on multiple occasions, but that just means he keeps making his way back up to the front slowly but surely. And, he'll be a guy to look to at the end of this race because he'll go with you if you make that move.
Well, that's the other thing, too. I mean, you've got to, keep throwing those punches because sooner or later you're going to land one. It hasn't worked to his advantage yet, but it's going to.
Oh, absolutely.
Sooner or later, it's going to.
And again, that's just showing the other drivers what you're ready to do. That you don't have a problem giving it a shot.
Absolutely. As they work their way around the very wounded 19 of Marshall Harris.
Yeah. So the other JGR car kind of involved in that one pretty heavily from Aurora, Colorado. The 20-year-old not going to be able to stay with this pack. Too much damage on the 19. So you got to wonder if he didn't use his fast repair, hoping this doesn't go green for too long and he gets put multiple laps down and takes a chance out of it.
Well, we are about to find out. As I would like to point out that your top 6 were last down pit road on lap 21. Everybody behind them was down on lap 35. So if this does stay green, I've got to give the advantage to starting with Jalen Battle in the 24. Freshest fuel tank in the top 10 right now, and everybody behind him is on the same, of course. But if this turns into a long green flag run, those top 6 are screwed.
Yeah, and there's more guys who stayed out that didn't. But I think there's still enough of them that if they can stay single file, they shouldn't lose really too much time overall, I believe. As long as they're dedicated. I mean, clearly you have 6 of them up front, then you have a couple of more through the field, looks like. Maybe only one more close enough, so.
That's the 78 at Holmberg.
Yeah, so aside from that, I mean, they show that they can be up there, and it's making a difference right now. It looks like they're starting to spread out a little bit, maybe trying to decide when it's time to come down pit lane. It has been 26 laps now as we come across the stripe. 47 laps complete. 152 to go.
Well, I mean...
Wow, it's a quarter of the race.
Just about. So we're probably within a handful of laps of seeing those top 6 start to have to peel off. But, because we were saying somewhere 28 to 35-ish laps is about all you're going to be able to get out of tank and go fast. But right now, Brian Chu being forced to play the role of fuel pig as he's pulling the rest of those guys around the track right now.
Yeah, what's going to be difficult a little bit towards what you're talking about is how, the 13, he's with a couple of Toyota and Ford drivers who didn't well, so he doesn't really have much help in the sense of maybe trying to plan coming down pit lane with these guys as he might like. So I think he's going to have to be verbal himself, maybe try to plan getting onto pit lane or on and off pit lane with those cars around him.
As you were talking about that, Linus Brostrom was trying to get that second lane going. Oh, baby, hang on to her. Holmberg gets shuffled out.
I'll back it up here and see what exactly that looked like.
He's still trying to get down. There's no room.
Let's see. Oh, he just looks like he just gets loose, and the 2 makes his way in. He just puts his nose right in there.
Absolutely. Like the great Ayrton Senna said, if you go for a gap that's still there, it's too late.
Yeah. You got to go for the gap almost when it's not quite there yet. He lost a ton of time to those cars in front of him now, almost half a second behind JB. Maybe under possibility of losing this pack here almost.
He's just barely inside the draft range.
Yeah, I think he... let's see. We'll have to see what speed he can carry.
Well, he's flirting with 190.
Yeah, but so are those guys in front of him. But
yeah, I was gonna say, take a look at what Brian Chu was doing going into 1. He was almost 200.
Nah, he's pulling in. He's pulling in. He's good to go. But those are those scary moments right now. You see the 13 still trying to push that 11 further out. Really he is forcing the 11 as well to use up quite a bit of his own fuel. So it's gonna be, even though the Chevys and the Fords and Toyotas don't want to work with each other, those guys who stayed out on that last caution, they're going to have to work with each other if they want to stay into this race. As we are now 25% through the race.
Quarter way. As Chu continues to show the way, Zach Phillips in the 13 is the reason why Chu is back in the lead of this piece after starting on the pole. On that last restart, Phillips just shoved the daylights out of Chu.
Yeah, that's an understatement. Oh my goodness, that was just quite the push right there, as mentioned. But you know what? It's got Zach Phillips in pretty good position, if you ask me. Running in second place right now, just able to sniff that first place. Got a couple of JGR Toyotas around him, but you know what? I'll tell you this much: those Fords to go with you before they go with those Toyotas.
Well, that's what we saw under the last pit stop. It was, I think Phillips was the only one of the, no, I take that back. Phillips, Henderson, and Bradka were the only domestic brand drivers that went down pit road as the 19 goes another lap down.
He's begging for a caution.
Part of that's losing the draft. Part of it's because he's got a damaged car. And they are quickly approaching.
Look at the push the 13's giving the 11 down the front stretch or the back stretch.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I believe that's Ian Humphreys that they are reeling in, or one of the cars that they are starting to reel in quickly.
That would be correct.
Ian Humphreys in the 21, who got caught up in that melee that brought out the second caution.
Renton, Washington, I believe that is how you say Renton. Who knows?
I believe that's how you, something like that.
Man, I remember. It's hard to believe it's been 11 years since that 21 was in victory lane, Daytona 500, with Trevor Bayne. What a moment that was!
The last win for the Woods brothers.
Yeah, I was there that day, man. It was Ryan Blaney won with them.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
It had been the first win in a long time.
Yes, correct. Man, I remember that day sitting in the backstretch actually before we moved over to the front stretch. Seeing that number 21 go to victory lane the way he did, it was just unreal, and it was a moment that I think I'll definitely remember for the rest of my life.
Absolutely, it was a hell of a race that day.
Oh yeah. As they're actually starting to close up here on the 41 of Bob Wyckoff. We saw him involved in one of those earlier incidents, so he's
Wyckoff
currently
and the 21 who brought that second caution out.
Yep. Currently a lap down. They're going to go low on him. He's going to stay on the outside. We'll see the 21. The 21 is going to do the opposite. This is going to cause him to snake around this. This is where things get dangerous. Oh, the 41 is off the wall. He gets into his own teammate, the 14. Oh, more on tech. The 42, the 12, Freeze is sliding down across the front stretch. Down in the grass, some heavy right side damage. She'll keep it pretty good, though. My goodness. Oh, we called it. We thought it was going to happen.
How was that not a caution?
Oh, the caution's out. The race control had to throw it. Wow. I think some of them
had to throw it.
Kind of slid down out of the way, and I think it may have given that. Let's see if I can't get a better view of this. All right, so it looks like the 14, all he did, he's just same thing I was mentioning earlier, how sometimes if you get too close to that wall, it'll suck you right in. That's exactly what it did, and when he did, it just sent him into the cars around him, and he comes right back down and takes it up another driver.
So the 41 clobbers with the 14.
His own teammate.
Bounces off the wall again. Annihilates the 42.
Which takes out the 2. And then I think Hagman gets some damage along with Rhea Ferris there. They got into each other. Nowhere to go for either one of those two drivers in that situation.
Well, Rhea got into Linus as Linus was trying to take evasive action.
Wow. What a stunner so far. That was insane right there. And that just goes back to the decision, of both lap cars not to stay in the same lane. And that's what happens when you have, I think, there's that lack of communication in that sense. Maybe, if you're the leader, maybe call that out like, hey, stay to the outside, or lap cars, saying, hey, let's just stay to the outside for these guys.
Well, now here's the thing: is that brings up, if you'll notice in the driver info, like let's bring up Brian Chu right now.
Yep, got it up.
Driving for JGR, 42 years of age, out of Fort Myers, Florida. He's a veteran driver, and you see that DR next to where the veteran tag
yes, sir.
is. That is their driver rating. And they've got 6 races. Between now and that 6th race, your driver rating has to be above an 80. Or else you're no longer welcome in the Cup division.
The 13, Zach Phillips just drives it hard off pit road and edges out your pole sitter, Brian Chu, I believe.
If he didn't get popped for speeding.
Now, is it that first line right off of the pit box for the first one, or is it the one with the green cone?
It's the one with the green cone.
Oh my goodness, he just wow. All right, I'm done.
So they've got till I believe it was February 6th. I think is what Rhea said. Don't quote me on that. Let me pull up my calendar thingy here and yes, February 6th. So they've got 5 weeks. At the end of the February 6th race, any driver whose driver rating is not above an 80, you're being sent down.
Got it.
Conversely, any driver in a lower division who is above an 80, has a chance to take your ride.
Interesting.
And what they take into consideration is your finishing order, incident points, and the biggest one that'll hurt is if somebody leaves a race early.
Oh, that is correct.
If
yes.
you rage quit, done. That's a nail in your coffin right there. As the lights go out on the Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, Phillips going to have the button when we go back to green. Brian Chu going to be starting outside row 1. And you got Joey Burgee and Russell Bradka in row 2. So a lot of hungry wolves up at the front of this piece still.
I wonder what happened to Travis Browder. He lost a few positions on that on pit lane there. Had half the time on pit lane as some of these other drivers. So I'm not sure. Maybe he just slid through his pit box and decided to opt out of tires at that point.
Yeah, he was 48 seconds cone to cone, so he slid through his pit box and then took fuel only. Brian Chu, though, took 4. Russell Bradka took 4. Zach Phillips took 4. And looks like Joey Burgee took 2.
And Zach Phillips was on pit lane for 4, almost 3.5 tenths, in his pit box for that much slower, but about 2 tenths slower on his pit lap. So that's what gave him the lead. We are getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Zach Phillips is your leader. He's got help from the 22 Joey Burgee as he come across the line. Lap 60 of his 200 lap Daytona 500.
Absolutely. It's Brian Chu right now, the only Toyota in the top 5.
But my goodness, he is getting one whale of a push there from the 17 of Russell Bradka. He's getting the push that the 13 gave him, and here it goes. The 11's going to clear for first. Only Toyota up there, but he is your leader now. Brian Chu back up to the lead, but here comes the 17. He's got some forwards up top behind him ready to push him back to the front. We've got ourselves a battle for the lead here. 59 laps completed. Oh, and they're going to go 3 wide now for a few rows behind.
Oh.
That's exactly what Brian Chu needed. It kind of stunned the momentum of that outside lane and allows him to pull away. He can now play defenders. He's in front of both lanes. He's going to stay to the bottom, though, and allow the 17 to get a run here as he go into turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. They finally got that one sorted out, but that was a big moment when I believe it was Zach Taylor got shuffled out of line there, and they were forced to go 3 wide.
Well, yeah, the 36 of Brenton Henderson, I believe he was the guy either in the middle or on the outside of that one. So everybody doing a great job going 3 wide there and keeping it off of each other. As I think after that scary moment, they said, let's go ahead and sell this back a little bit single file here.
Not so much at the mid-pack, though, as they're still 2 wide from about 11th back.
Well, they're 3 wide here for 25th. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God. This isn't Talladega, boys. 3 wide doesn't...
Oh, no! Heavy contact! The 7 is flying through the air!
There it is.
Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness. I just... Wow.
Dave Corshane just caught more airtime than a skateboard at the X Games.
All right, let's try to get this from, let's see which view we're going to go here. See the 7 here, and it looks like the 1 and comes down ever so slight, but looks like the 7's trying to, just come. It's just both drivers going for the same piece of real estate. Slams the wall, goes flying through the air. And the 7 had to tow. He is going to lose a ton of time here now. Wow.
Well, he tried to get the car pointed back in the right direction. The only problem is he high-sided on the banking coming off the apron, and unfortunately the rear tires were in the air, so he could not go anywhere.
Wow. What a... just wow.
That's about all you can say about that one.
Jonathan, if you're talking about the 45, he had an issue with his connection to start the race, and that's what put him this far back. He's been having kind of connection issues here and there. All right, so we're just on pit lane, less than 10 laps ago, so it looks like we're going to have to see what all happened. You know, actually, yeah, it looks like we'll see the 22 maybe deciding to come down pit lane here. Interesting decision there for the 22, coming from the third position to pit.
Kind of interesting. You know, I wasn't really expecting that. Derek Cook, Francisco Villarreal, Isaac Wilson, Casey Tomlinson, Rhea Ferris coming down.
Yeah, these guys, this choice is my goodness. You either have damage at this point, or you're just coming in to top off. You're at the back of the pack anyways, you know. Just go ahead and top it off, and maybe something works out for you later on.
Well, I'm wondering if Rhea Ferris is finally going to burn her fast repair. The answer to that is no, as she's still spending an extended period of time on pit road.
Yeah, you got some damage here on the right side. Pretty heavy damage. She's going to come right back out, though, here. So it looks like she maybe thinks this is good to go.
A little bit of pit farming there after she got into it with Linus Brostrom that brought out the caution prior to this one.
All right, so how about we bring in your current leader in this race, and who was your pole sitter, Brian Chu, for a quick little talk over.
Sounds good. You got him, or you want me to get him?
Could you please? Actually, I don't see him on here.
I have to find him first.
You don't see anybody, do you?
I see no one.
Okay. We might have a bit of an issue, everybody. Sorry about that. We might not have the permissions in Discord for seeing the voice channels for the Cup Series, so that is our apologies. We will try to get that figured out somehow, if possible. If not, then we will continue on here, Tony.
That has changed since last season. I want to point that out. So, not sure what's going on there. So, lights go out on the pace car. Chu gonna have the button. Zach Bell's gonna be starting outside row 1. Jalen Battle, though, up there at the front of this piece, which is standard operating procedure for the driver of the 24.
Yeah, no surprise there. I've seen him quite a few times, and
dominant seasons I've seen in a long time last season.
Yeah, he's pretty good, driving that beautiful 24 Exalted paint scheme right now.
He was 280 points to the good at the end of the regular season last season.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. That was going into the playoffs. And then the points got reset, and of course he came home with the championship, so.
Yeah, no surprise there, though.
Good times.
Yep, so you got your former Daytona 500 champion currently in first place, and then your ISNF Cup Series champion Jalen Battle in third. So then you got Zachary Phillips right there on the outside, so he's looking to try to get the lead back here. We'll see. He's got a couple of Chevrolets are behind him in Marcus Hagman and Skylar Carnes. So you see Marcus has made his way back up here to the front.
As you would expect. Field working way off of turn number 4. Pace car makes that hard left turn to drive onto pit road. Green flag in the air, and we are back underway as Chu rolls back into it. Battle, though, giving him a good shot from the chrome horn as he comes to the drive.
There it is. The 13 has the opportunity. Gets a nice push from the 5, and he's going to jump down, and he's going to take the lead here. 11 touches the apron a little bit. Everybody shifts up ever so slightly. They've got a big run here coming off turn 2. Does the 13 pull in front of the 5? No, the 5 is going to get to his rear quarter panel. Doesn't quite have the momentum behind him, though. The 11 is going to push the 13 down the backstretch, and Zach Phillips is going to hold on to the lead here as they dive here into turn number 3.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Is Phillips did the same thing to Chu a couple of restarts ago, as just
found his
barely
way,
able to squeeze down.
Well, actually, that is his teammate there in the number 24, Jalen Battle, or I'm sorry, this Chevy teammate in the 47, Jalen Battle, a little bit behind, so maybe just a little bit of a decision to work together because they can shuffle that Toyota out. There is another Toyota in 6th place. That's Travis Browser. So no Fords up until the 17th position. That's Brenton Henderson there in the number 36. Up 15 spots from his starting position.
As we are still too wide in the mid-pack here. Single file up front as everybody just kind of riding right now.
Dave Holmberg looking to get to the inside. He's going to try to squeeze in front of the 15, and the 15 is going to give him a break and let him on in. So Dave Holmberg finds his way there in the number 78 Ford Mustang from Coal City, Illinois.
I don't think he was going to give the 15 a choice in the matter.
No, but the 15 did decide to go ahead and give him a break there in the number 15 Rick Ware Racing NAS Chevrolet. He is from Hartpool, England. Let's how about this? We got a moment here. Lap 68, 11 laps or 67 laps complete. My goodness, I can't talk now. Go through a quick little rundown of your field here. So, Zach Phillips, your leader. Your pole sitter, Brian Chu, currently in the 2nd place. Your highest running Toyota. Marcus Hagman in Chevrolet here in 3rd. Skylar Carnes in 4th. Jalen Battles in 5th. Travis Browder, your next Toyota here in 6th. Your first Ford back in 7th position at number 36 is Brenton Henderson. Russell Bratka, currently in the 8th place for Roush Fenway Keselowski. You have J.P. Banner, currently from Bristol, Tennessee, in the colleague number 16. Oh, I'm sorry, actually, number 48. My apologies. Messed that one up. And then Matt Forns rounds out your top 10 in the 00.
Rich Poulter in the 11th spot, up 22 spots from where he started. He's got Dave Holmberg right behind him. In 12th. 13th is going to Mike Smith, who's up 18 spots from where he started. Steve Fishburne, currently holding down the number 14 spot. 15 is Linus Brostrom. Then you've got Eugene Thorne in 16th, up 20 from where he started. Joey Berge holding down 17th, 18th going to Isaac Wilson. Johnny Castle in 19th.
Things got close there.
Yes, they did. Gavin Marlin rounding out your top 20.
All right, then you have Zachary Taylor there in the 21st position. Pete Van Sprundle in 22nd. We saw him involved in that wreck just a moment ago. Ian Humphreys, as you see, Francisco Villarreal and the 51 car, they're making their way around the outside. The 51 is a lap car in Damien Mauvais. So Ian Humphreys in 24th. Rhea Ferris is in 25th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in 26th. So you see a bunch of those Team Penske cars right there. Jason Ricketts. Oh, we got a massive wreck here. Oh, my goodness. And Rhea was up in the air. She still is. I don't know if she's landed straight. She has. I don't know. Oh, that car is going to continue going. Look at that Ford. Still somehow going to drive away from this. This might give her opportunity to come in and get that fast repair. Oh, my goodness.
I don't think she's got a choice in the matter right now.
No. But, hey, you know what?
What the hell was the 78 doing?
We're going to go ahead and jump on. Let's see. Nope, I need this one. Come on. Oh, that's already wrong. Let's see. So the 78, he is... See this Ford Mustang right here. He's going to try to fit himself in between the 22 and the 14. And, in this moment in time...
Fail.
Oh, goodness, that's just too close. And he makes contact there with the 14. He gets shoved into the grass, trying to save it. Comes back up the racetrack. Massive contact with the 21. You see the 21's already in air. And you look at... We're jump on board with Rhea here. And you'll see there's just nowhere she could go in this situation. Heavy contact, and she goes flying in the air, rides on the wall for a little bit.
Well, luckily for her, that most of the parts to fix that car could be found at Advanced Auto Parts.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Um,
I cannot believe this car's still driving after that. Wow, what a
and I think Rhea just hit the nail on the head with what she just typed in the in-sim chat.
anything we're allowed to say on broadcast or
You ever seen the movie Days of Thunder?
yes,
Okay,
love that movie.
it's the scene that takes place after the we're eating ice cream scene.
Oh no. For those of you that have not watched Days of Thunder, I don't know what you are doing.
It has to do with a monkey and a football, and that's all I'm going to say. But she hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And Travis Browder disconnected. No.
Ooh,
Throughput.
Oh no, the number
Travis
18
Browder just had a
Toyota.
throughput.
Oh my goodness, that is. Oh no.
That's no good.
No, not at all. So Travis Browder, hopefully he can get back in as quickly as he possibly can. Brian Chu just watching his teammates drop like like flies here 72 laps into this race.
Rocks, flies, take your pick.
Oh man, and that we already have so few Toyotas in the field, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them having issues in today's race already.
Well, like I was going to say, talking about flies, according to my Sicilian grandmother, you catch more flies with honey than you do with a hammer.
Yeah.
Thanks, Grams.
Wow. All right, so Zach Phillips still your leader. Brian Chu was hanging on a second there. Marcus Hagman in third. Skylar Carnes in fourth. And Jalen Battle in fifth. So you got 4 Chevrolets, 1 Toyota in the top 5. Fords are 6th and 7th. And then 8th through 12th, some more Chevrolets. So Chevrolets, they seem to be making out right now in this race. You got a ton of them up here to top 12.
Yeah, absolutely is.
9 of them.
A lot of people went down pit road there to get some damage fixed. But I do want to say hello to Miss Amelia, who's joining us in the chat, and Jonathan Ledger. The 45 is not technically out of the race, but he is still in the session, so he could come back, though. He's quite a few laps down right now. He has spent the last 34 minutes on pit road.
Sorry about the sound going lower. I forgot I still had it on the box camera view, which is just a little bit further away, so it's not as loud. So I almost forgot it was in that camera view. So we're lined up side by side again here.
Here we go. Lights are out on the pace car. Zach Phillips stayed out. So Phillips going to have the button when we do go back to green flag action here. And it looks like a lot of drivers had to burn their crash repair that time.
Yeah, and not ideal, but we're almost at the halfway point. So I think you'll see those drivers will be some guys just laying out back, hopefully avoiding any crazy issues. You got 3 Chevrolets lined up on that bottom lane. So and then the 4th one up in that top lane. We'll see if maybe they work together, get their Chevrolets lined up, and use the numbers gain to their advantage, because you got those 4 Chevrolets and then 5 more. So you got a couple of Fords and a Toyota sandwiched here. We'll have to see how they make that work.
Yeah, Chu right now is the only Toyota in the top 15.
Yeah, the next one is in 20th, so
right. Well,
19th now.
Yeah,
okay, yeah, it'll keep switching, but in that general area. So,
yeah.
where's
good luck.
yeah, that's true.
As the field works its way off at turn number 4, pace car makes that left turn onto pit road. Phillips has the button, pulls the trigger, and we are back underway. And Hagman shoving the daylights out of the 13 right now.
Yeah, but look at that. The 11 with a fantastic restart and a push from the 47. He's going to squeeze his way down, and he's going to make himself the leader once again as they dive down here into turn 1.
Absolutely is. as soon as Hagman saw that move happen, he backed out, gave the 47 a hole to get through. Carnes, his teammate, working it right now.
Don't look now, but you got 3 HMS Chevrolets on the bottom lane lined up. The 5 of Marcus Hagman, JB Banner in the 48, and Jalen Batt on the 24. They've made their way, and they got a couple of Chevrolets in front of them. They can make this work to their advantage quite a bit.
They can hang that Toyota out to dry at any time they choose to, but right now it doesn't look like they're choosing to.
Well, here's why I think you don't. You leave him out there, force him to burn his fuel. He's got no communication with anybody around you. You guys can pit and leave him hanging that way too. So
exactly.
Great. We're gonna assume that's what they're doing because I think that's a great idea. So
use Brian Chu as the fuel pig right now. Make him burn up all the fuel. You're absolutely right. Want to take a look, though, right around 11th position. You got Linus Brostrom up 14 in 10th. Francisco Villarreal up 23. And then Richard Poulter up 20 in 13.
Yeah, Francisco's already up 9 spots from his restart. He's already up to 11th. He's making his way up to there like nothing. And he said Richard Poulter up 21 spots as well. So your 2 biggest movers currently of the race, Francisco Villarreal and Richard Poulter, 23 and 20 respectively. So these guys are still side by side here, a few rows back. We're right now focusing in on that 13th place car. So top 6 row in is where we have. Oh, you know what?
Side-by-side action. As Bergie and Poulter just going at it, hammer and tongs right now. Just Poulter on the high side in the cop car, and Bergie in the double deuce.
Both of them have teammates behind them as well. 52
Correct.
has the 15, Michael Smith. Both of them actually from Hartpool, England. So, and these guys still trying to shuffle it up here in the back as they trying to make their way to the bottom.
And then you also have Stephen Fishburne up there in the 53 as well, who's also from the UK.
Man, that 13 is pushing, as you said, the daylights out of this 11. They are up a couple tenths, and the cars behind them he's just forcing him to burn every bit of fuel he possibly can.
Yes, he is.
So what do you do if you're Brian Chu? I mean, you have no choice. Stay out there and lead laps, right?
That's about all he can do right now, and just hope for the best.
They keep pulling away from those cars behind him.
I think Carnes and company are backing up to get a run at those guys. Yeah, because I'm looking at the speed differentials right now. Carnes is back in that lineup. Now they're going to make a run down the back chute with a head of steam and looking to make the pass on the high side going into 3.
The 13's looking like he's peaking. We're going to go jump on board here with the 47 and see what does it look like from his cockpit view. He drives down here into turn 3. No, he's still getting off the throttle, so he's maintaining this, 0.3 of a second difference currently still. As you see that sun starting to set behind the front stretch grandstands. In February, typically,
it is almost 5:30 in sim time.
Correct, and we are, once this moment hits, this is where it starts to get, cool at the racetrack. The sun is no longer shining, beating down, and warming it up. So racetrack gets cool. Oh, you see the 47? He's trying to still maintain this distance. Just they're carrying so much speed. There's only so much you can do. You're going to be close to that car in front of you, anyways.
Right. And you are correct. The sun going down has cooled the track off 2 full degrees. Still 81 degree ambient air temperature. Track temperature, though, has dropped to 83. And they still have that 10-mile-an-hour wind coming through the tri-oval portion. So, and that's where we've seen most of the incidents happen, is coming through the tri-oval.
Yeah, so that wind, it's easy and just to knock you off of, what you're trying to do steering-wise. So...
And for those of you wondering what these guys are battling, next time you're on the highway in your own personal vehicle, get right behind a tractor trailer and you'll feel the buffeting. through the steering wheel of your personal car. That's what these guys are dealing with at almost 200 miles an hour. Front seat racing, thank you very much.
Yeah, I just responded in chat for them. I didn't want to cut you off, so look at that. We already knew what we were talking about here. Is now these two guys are 6/10 in front. My goodness, I don't know what kind of run the 47 wants, but whatever he's got, it's gonna be a take the lead or take out the entire field in the process, depending on what the 13 and 11 do. Because look at the distance.
I vote B.
We hope A, but B is a possibility, everybody. Let's just be ready for that, because there's nothing you're going to be able to do. This is going to be a massive speed difference, as they're already got a good 5 to 6 miles per hour faster than here going into that turn. As you see, they're starting to slowly close in. Let me jump back on board.
There's nothing slow about it. They're still over 190 miles an hour.
Nope, he's going to back it off. Maybe, yeah, Skyler's still going to back it off there. So doesn't decide to do anything with that run. You know, well, he could also be testing, you know, seeing how far back can he go, how much momentum does he carry when he gets to that point. So maybe just trying to figure out something for the end of this race. You know, you don't just ride around the entire time when you're out there. You need to stay cool and stay away from everybody, but you also got to, you know what you can do, know what your race car is capable of come the end of the race, because you don't want to mistime it at the end of the race and screw yourself out of a chance of winning the Daytona 500.
Well, you're not wrong. As we've got about a 12-car breakaway at the front of this piece, and then you're about a second and a half from Gavin Marlin in 12th back to 13th of Pete Van Sprundle. So a little bit of a gap starting to form there. And, I mean, I can understand these guys are wanting to ride because it's still not the halfway mark yet. It's not really time to ramp up the aggression, because we've already seen the stupid happen. You know, and now...
Oh, here comes the 52 and the 15. They're going to make a move here on the 42. I don't know if they're going to have much help to make anything with it. Oh, we got a big split here in this backpack. We got 3 or 4 drivers looking to the outside. We'll see, can they make anything of it? It's the Rick Ware Racing Chevrolets on that high side. Richard Poulter, Michael Smith, and Steven Fishberg. They're going to work together on that outside. And, oh, we got a wreck coming across this tri-oval. Another big wreck into the tri-oval. The 7 car, he is done for the day. That car was going everywhere. And the 19, heavy damage for him as well. Trying to see here what all happened. Oh, it looks like contact with the 17 and the 19. Sorry, the 7 and the 19. Let's see if I can't get a different view of it. Nope.
51 catching a huge piece of it, too.
Oh my goodness. The 51 was just trying to get to the high side, maybe get some draft with his teammates up there. And just heavy damage. The 7 goes flying. Oh, and the 4 had nowhere to go. And the 9 as well. I don't know the significance of their damage, but heavy contact for the 7, the 19, the 51. Quite a few drivers right there.
Yeah, the 4 just raced her to the face. Oh, man.
All right, so we are 85 laps into the 200-lap race, so about 42% through this race, just a little over that. Reaching that halfway point, and we still have 29 cars on the lead lap at the moment.
Dave Corshanes has decided to put it on the hauler.
I don't think he had a choice. Remember, he was flying through the air earlier as well, so that's twice that he's flown today.
Yeah, you're right. So that's it for him.
The 19, I can't believe the 19 still has fenders on this thing. I mean, he's been in some significant wrecks twice, and he's still out there. And you know, that's what makes a difference. You know, come towards the end of the season, every point you earn, every race matters. So sticking it out there can really make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, the only, and I use this term loosely. The only 2 retirements to speak of, Dave Corshane, of course, was a manual disconnect, and Travis Browder still, with that throughput, still trying to get back in.
Yeah, what a shame for Travis Browder, now down to 38th position. So again, this is why you stick it out every lap you can. You never know what's going to happen to some other drivers. You know, it sucks. It really does, because it makes for a very boring race when you're just sitting there barely keeping up with everybody. You see the 22 Joey Burgee comes flying out. He's going to be your first one off pit road. Looks like a fuel only stop for him. Everybody else, 4 tires and fuel.
Of those that came down, yeah. We did have 3 cars stay out. That's Isaac Wilson. You had Burgee coming down pit road. Oh, yeah, I guess it did come down pit road. See, it didn't trigger for me.
Yeah,
I'm throwing him last down pit road on lap 63.
Yeah, I think it's showing the same thing for me. So, you know what's simple is I can just simply rewind it and see what happens.
Well, Isaac Wilson stayed out in the 14. Rhea Ferris stayed out. Burgee stayed out.
Let's see what 22 does here. Oh, no, the 22 missed his pit box. That's what happened.
Ah, okay, that would explain the 25 seconds on pit road with no time being shown in the box.
Oh, that does put currently 3 Fords up front. Isaac Wilson, Rhea Ferris, and Joey Burgee. This, if they decide not to pit, this is gonna hurt that number 8 car of Joey Maines. He's trying to steal an extra lap back from Kego Harbor, Michigan, in that Richard Childress Racing number 8 Chevrolet. So, yeah, he's just not gonna be able to get a chance to get a lap back here. So maybe a good decision here for Isaac Wilson and Rhea Ferris to maybe continue to keep some of these lap cars more than a lap down and give them the advantage.
Well, I mean, with how difficult we've seen it is to pass here tonight, I can't say I blame them for wanting to, get the track position. And Rhea Ferris playing bumper tag with the pace car.
Just trying to see if the pace car wants to join the race for, with the Mustangs. Is there 1-2 currently? Then you have your first Toyota and one of the few left out there in the number 11 of Brian Chu in third.
And
then we have
6
straight Chevrolets. And then it's 2 Fords, 2 Chevys, 2 Fords for a little ways down the list. So
and good news if you're a Travis Browder fan, he is back in the session. Not back on track yet, but is back in the session.
So internet problems fixed currently for Travis Browder. Currently
Fingers
17 laps down. Probably going to be 18 or 19 by the time he gets reconnected and back out on track. But just as quickly as he fell back down to the 38th position, you got to imagine, some other people will have issues. Some people out of fast repairs, we'll rack him back up again. Never know what might happen, and he'll be gaining more spots the longer he can stay out there.
Absolutely. And I'd like to point out that Zach Taylor has lost his mind.
Why is that?
He is currently singing in text.
Oh, good for him. 87 laps in this race. It'll get to you eventually.
Lights are out on the pace car. Lights are on the track. Green flag is out. We are back on the way. It's Wilson and Ferris in front of the speed. Nobody pushing on either one of them. And Ferris looks like she's getting hung out to dry on that high lane.
Yeah, and nothing that the 14 is going to be able to do. He's not going to be able to let up. There's going to be too many cars behind him pushing. So she's going to get freight trained. We'll have to see how this is going to affect Rhea. Maybe just decides that we can... She's not going to be able to fit her way in for quite a while. So maybe
she's trying.
Oh, she's trying. She's forcing number 13 low. Oh, they make slight contact. Oh, the 13's sideways. Rhea's into it. They're wrecking. We got the big one here in turn 3 and 4. Oh, there's more cars, more calamity. Rhea's in the air again with the 48. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Tony, you're still with me. I think I lost you.
I don't even know where to begin.
Oh my goodness! I don't even have My SDK just went absolutely wild right there.
So did mine.
Okay, so we're going to come back on board here with the 13 and the 12. We're going to actually jump on board with Rhea here. And so at this moment in time, you see the 13 sliding up as she's sliding down, trying to get into that position. And, you know, that's all the contact it takes. It gets both of them loose. The 13 gets super loose. Rhea's able to get it back under control quicker than the 13 and just know where to go from there. And it becomes just carnage.
There are a lot of torn up race cars right now.
So many drivers know where to go through here. Ooh, who do I want to jump on board with here? Ooh, the number 33. We're going to jump on board with the number 33, Gavin Marlin, and we're going to see how he makes it through here. See what's happening.
Jeepers.
Oh, they just keep wrecking around him. He's right up against the grass. I don't even think he touched that for a 1X. He's going to make it right through there with ease. What a fantastic driving job there for Gavin Marlin. So, wow. That's going to take out a couple people.
Unreal.
I do believe that might end Rhea's day.
That is going to end her day because this is the second time tonight she has been driving a pavement modified.
Yes. I can only imagine she's probably got what they call a meatball, and it might be a while before that car is finished.
There's no coming back from that damage.
Well, you can still ride around, you know. It's not very helpful, but
that engine's gonna hand grenade within about 20 laps.
Oh boy, well, we are 90 laps into this as Isaac Wilson deciding to become one with the pace car.
Well, his mom said he could become anything he wanted to.
Hey, you know what the pace car is? It's always up front, so follow that motto and you'll win a race.
Yeah, I love the reaction I got from one of our broadcast partners, James. He asked me, I forget which league it was. We were broadcasting their championship race. He goes, "So who do you think is going to win the race tonight?" I said, "The pace car." And lo and behold, bingo.
Hey,
we ended under caution.
One of our people here on chat noticed this that I didn't notice. Saying, is Gavin Marlin young? And I go over driver details. An age of 10?
Yes.
Wow.
He is a very young gunner.
I suddenly have a new favorite for tonight's race.
A very respectable young man too, I might point out. That kid is, his parents are raising him. I'm using these air quotes. His parents are raising him right.
Well, you know, and I believe that without, you know, needing any context. But the reason why is he runs for Team Penske, and that is who Rhea Ferris, the owner of this league, she runs that team. So with how particular she is with the way she runs this league, I can only imagine that the team is just the same. So for her to feel like Gavin is the right fit in here, I think says everything about Gavin that I need to know. And currently running in the top 5 up 18 spots. Highest runner of his teammate right now, and the second highest forward just behind our leader, Isaac Wilson. Man.
Once again, it's becoming one with the pace car.
Yes. So good job for Gavin. Doing a great job there. We're rooting for you. I continue to root for a great race. You see these cars getting dirty over here with all this Florida sand and salt in the air.
Well, now here's the other thing to point out. They are going to go single file this time because we did not complete a full lap once the green came out.
Yes. For those of you that don't know, we do have the option on iRacing that if you have consecutive cautions without completing a full lap, you can have it where they the next
that's
restart.
An automatic deal. That's not an option anymore. It's automatic.
Got it.
If you don't complete a lap. However, if you do complete a lap and you get caution after caution after caution, race control can decide to single file it at that point.
That is true.
Because they did not complete a lap.
So look what Isaac Wilson does here. I think that was interesting. He decided to go as far out as he possibly can. This gives him the opportunity to use as much racetrack as possible to try to get that engine revved up.
Well, now here's the other thing, too. You're not allowed in the iRacing servers to pass before the start-finish line to the left. So by him staying up high like that, he forced Brian Chu to stay with him.
That is true. Also very true. Great reminder there. As looks like the 11 is going to go low on Isaac Wilson. So not sure if this is on purpose for Isaac or maybe just slid up off the racetrack in turns 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. Sorry, but that'll give Brian Chu, your pole sitter, back up to the lead, and that'll leave the 14. Jeez, sorry, 14 sliding back on the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sure if that was done by design or what, but he is the only car on track right now that has not been down pit road in the last 20 laps.
Oh yeah, maybe. All right. Well, we had some cautions between then, so it's fine. I love this. I'll be honest, and I don't care what everybody says. I am not a Denny Hamlin fan by any means.
Russell Bradke just got shuffled out. Almost gets into the 4 coming through 3 and 4.
Let's go ahead and jump over to him and give it a quick rewind. We got plenty of action to see this. Oh, yeah, this is going into turn 3. He's got a big run of the 20. He just had to just go high with it. Actually makes slight contact with him, it looks like. Then he's got the 14 under him. Looks like the 17 is just trying to find a way to get back down. Oh, and almost makes contact. I see what you mean there with the 4.
Yeah, he almost got into him. But how about Taylor Butcher Benjamin right now?
Oh, my goodness.
Up 31 spots from where he started, currently running in the number 6 position.
As soon as you said, how about, I just knew exactly what you were thinking. And I immediately looked over to that positions gained area. Absolutely. 30. And Carr worked behind him, up 28 spots. And Eugene Thorne, the other Toyota. So a couple Toyotas coming back to life here. We got a lot of movement.
And Francisco Villarreal up 25. So, I mean, these guys are moving. Gavin Marlin up 19. Henderson up 17. I mean, these guys are playing the game to perfection right now as much as they can.
Well, and we're going to shout out here to Emily. How do you say the last name again? Urias. There you go. Emily Urias. She's up 22 spots here. The 17-year-old from Knoxville, Iowa, racing in the number 99 Trackhouse Racing team. So nice effort for her as well to move up as many spots as she has.
She made it in as an alternate.
And making it worth her while. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, proving that, you know what, maybe she doesn't have to be an alternate every week. She's out there, hasn't had any issues. I've seen her done a great job avoiding some wrecks. That's a clean number 99 car. One of my favorite paint schemes, of course, of the Cup Series. That Trackhouse team has always some fantastic paint schemes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if this had been last season, you would have asked me who my favorite paint scheme belonged to, and I would have told you at the time that it would have been Marcus Hagman because he was driving the Slayer paint scheme last season.
That is right. I remember that. Very nice that it was. Well, right now, there's only one person on track who is in the same position than where he started it, and that is your leader, Brian Chu. Everybody else is up or down one or many positions, and
fifth.
Yeah.
Battle for fifth starting to really heat up right now.
Well, it's one of those Toyotas. Francisco Villarreal, he's got the number 8 Chevrolet behind him, I believe. Yes, that is the 8. He is not on the lead lap. That is Joey Maines, but looks like a clean race car and still running up front with this pack, so not afraid to keep it up there.
Absolutely. Only 2 cars on that outside lane, but they are able to, maintain some pace. Losing a little bit right now as there's still single file. Whoa, big move.
Well, he's
going down to the low line.
He's got his teammate there, the 23, gave him a ton of room to get down in front of him. So, just shows the teamwork.
Eugene Thorne is in the car Villarreal was in last season.
Ah. Well, Eugene Thorne from St. John, New Brunswick, which is in Canada. So one of our Canadian drivers in today's race. Currently the only one still on the lead lap is John Hopley, and we saw Dave Corshane in some issues earlier in today's race. So Nice job for 23. We haven't talked much about him. He's just kind of stayed back out of the way the entire time. But now that we're down to about 27 cars in the lead lap, making his way up to the front, the 61-year-old. So,
absolutely, we're about to hit the century mark. But speaking of New Brunswick, up in Canada, did I ever tell you there's a driver that runs in quite a few leagues that we broadcast, and he's also from Canada, and we were chalking back and forth one night after the races, and he says, hey, do you know how we named our country? I said, okay, I know I'm going to regret this, but how did you guys name your country? He said, oh, we threw a bunch of consonants in a hat. Well, what? He goes, yeah, I threw a bunch of consonants in a hat and pulled them out one by one. C, A.
That's funny. That is funny.
D, A. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. I love, I don't know why I just had this idea. Oh, as you see the 33 pop out ever so slightly, maybe just a big run right there.
The
buildings.
Trying to stay off the 24.
Yeah. The buildings that you see in the background here, especially when you're coming off turn 4, that big old white building, that is, of course, a hotel. Those are actually there in real life. I mean, that's one that I get to see all the time from my seats where I sit off of turn 4 here in Daytona. So I just love to see, the realism set up for this.
Across the highway from the back straightaway at Gateway, I used to drive over the road tractor trailer. I've actually slept in that Pilot.
Wow.
I've been there, and it just, like, is that Gateway? Holy crap, that's Gateway.
It's amazing. Yeah, you can drive driving on 95 here in Florida. You can drive right by the Daytona National Speedway, and you can see that track clear as day from how large those stands are and all those lights are.
Oh yeah.
It's a great view. Great view.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Past the halfway mark in this race. We're down to 99 laps to go. What are going to be your keys to finish this one off here, Tony?
Not stepping on your own junk on a green flag pit stop.
Yeah, I can see that.
You got to hit your marks on the money stop. You can't slide through your box. You can't speed on or off. And you can't be too slow on or off. And the biggest thing is watch out for cold tires. Because that'll kill you coming off of pit road. As they work their way around the number 8 car, who is a lap car that was, like we mentioned earlier. The field pretty much single file right now. A couple of battles going on in the mid-pack, though, as that is the 9 to Jason Ricketts being shuffled out up high.
Oh, wow. The number 9 from Dawsonville, Georgia. I feel like that seems like he has to have had that number 9 regardless.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think you're allowed to take the number 9.
I was wondering when you were going to bring that up.
There you go. Wow. Yeah, you have no choice but to give him the number 9. Then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So let's go through and see where some of our drivers are from that maybe we haven't spoken about just yet. Taylor Butcher Benjamin from Baltimore, Maryland. Carl Rourke at number 3 from Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Francisco Villarreal from Westlaco, Texas. You got Eugene Thorne. We spoke about him already. Isaac Wilson from Shelton, Washington. Mentioned him. One of our Swedish drivers in the number 38. Russell Bratka from Tucson, Arizona. Derek Cook from McGraw's, West Virginia. And that's Stewart Haas Racing number 4. We spoke about Michael Smith and Richard Poulter, 2 of our English drivers. Mm-hmm. Joey Berge as well from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Stephen Fishburne, another one of our
UK
drivers from across the pond. Matt Forns from New Bern, North Carolina. J.B. Banner from Bristol, Tennessee. Mentioned that one. Johnny Castle from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. Brian Treadwell. He is from Hancock, Maine. Emily, you mentioned her earlier, from Knoxville, Iowa. Marcus Hagman, of course, deciding to wait this one out. He might be out of fast repairs, so maybe just trying to stay out of this one, because we know Marcus is a guy who can be up there winning this race.
So we got business starting to pick up right around the 11th spot. Poulter working with Joey Burgee on that high lane, trying to make something happen. The only other one up there with him is Mike Smith, as Smith not really up there close enough to make anything happen yet.
They've got a line, though.
They've got a line forming, and that's all it takes is about 3 cars to make it. Whoa!
Oh, I hear wrecking, but I don't see where it's happening at.
The 22 almost just wadded everybody.
I hear contact. Here's the wreck. I heard it in...
Trundle.
There you go. I thought I heard some crunching of... Oh, the 42. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what just happened there.
42 was coming. There was a group of lap cars. Van Sprundle looked like he was trying to go down pit road, realized he was going too fast, and just annihilates the one.
His own teammate. Am I right?
Oh, my God. Yeah, Tomlinson.
I don't.
Just annihilates it.
Oh, my goodness. And a 41 had nowhere to go either. Oh, my goodness.
Holy cow.
That's,
that was a shot.
I don't know. Wow.
Holy cow.
That should give the lucky dog, I believe, to the 6, because the 42 and the 1 were involved in that wreck. So
you would be correct, sir.
Well, look at that, John. Hopefully making his way back up. We've seen him kind of stuck in the not on the lead lap for almost the entirety of this race. I do believe he was involved in that first accident that we had. Yeah. That put him out of the lead lap, and so this is why you never give up, you know. Still at one point we saw him back in 37th, 38th. He's currently 27th now and back on the lead lap.
Wow. So wholesale pit stops for the entire field right now.
Right now looking from our commitment cone camera. One of my favorites as well, seeing all the drivers hit pit lane.
That wasn't Van Sprundle's fault.
What all happened?
He just had a throughput.
Oh, so it just disconnected.
That it disconnected on him. That wasn't his fault.
Oh, so maybe he just tried turning left, thinking that he was, he could get out of it, and that's when it disconnected, and
it just shot him straight up the track.
Yep.
He had no control over that car.
Oh, look at the damage Marcus Hagman had. He has some pretty good damage. He just uses fast repair, though.
Did he?
Yeah. Just now uses fast repair. I just saw it just now. He had heavy damage. I don't know where he got the damage from, though.
The previous caution. He caught a piece of it. Remember?
Oh, I thought, we did see him running quite a bit off pace, so maybe he didn't really, that's probably why then. It didn't look like from the other view we had, so that's my apologies.
Yeah, no, he caught a piece of that previous caution. But yeah, Van Sprundle just had a throughput, so that was not his fault.
JB Banner decides to stay out here in the number 48 Chevrolet. That's going to pin a couple more drivers still. Not going to allow the 18 trying to make some laps back up here. And I do believe that's the 78. So that's 3 guys who really wanted to get their laps back here by taking the wave around, and the 48's going to keep them from doing that.
Well, now the question is, he didn't get there in time, so he's pinning those guys a lap down. Yeah,
so if you're those guys, you have to come down pit lane now regardless, just because you're not going to get the wave around. So, come in. You have to go to the back of the pack anyways. Oh, man, that's going to be frustrating here for the 18, maybe just trying to make up some spots. Although he's up to the 34th position, though, so he's gained 4 spots since jumping back in.
And he can still make up a few more, too, because I dare say the 00 and the Ace are both going to be spending quite a bit of time on pit road.
Yeah.
Rhea's going to be in the same boat. She's been 17 minutes on pit road. Zach Taylor has spent the last 20 minutes on pit road.
Oh, Rhea's actually coming back out. She's got a front end now. Look at this.
Really?
Wow.
How about that?
Look at this. Yeah, they look
There's
at that.
there's still no trunk lid
Hey, but you
or
know
rear
what?
roll pan.
And she's that's probably illegal here in Daytona.
What?
I think you gotta have a spoiler here.
Um,
Doesn't this make her more aerodynamic without a spoiler?
Good luck.
I mean, you can't drive it now, but
Well, I mean, I remember watching. I forget what show I was watching, but it was like a back in the day kind of segment, and they were talking with Benny Parsons how before qualifying, they'd roll the cars through tech, and they didn't have the supports to hold the spoilers upright. They just sit there waiting in the qualifying line, just leaning on that spoiler, trying to get it as flat as they could get the damn thing back in like the early 80s.
Let's see, I'm going to jump and bring the tower up real quick. It might show us how many cautions. Our 8th caution so far.
As JB Banner going to have the button as the pace car makes that left turn. Green flag in the air, and we are back underway. Banner getting a good shove from the 33 of Marlin right now. Chu, though, getting a better shove from Skylar Carnes in that outside lane.
Yeah, right now, Gavin Martin all over the back bumper of the 48, trying to make up some room. Here comes the 47. He'll find his way down in front of the 24. That'll leave Brian Chu, your pole sitter, out to hang. A couple cars behind him is the 22 of Joey Burgee to help him out. But right now, your leader, JB Banner, and your youngster, Gavin Martin, over here in second place right now.
Looks like the freeway at rush hour.
They're side by side now here. Taylor Butcher's going to clear the 11. Here comes the 52 now. Richard Poulter making his way. The 11 continues to get freight trained on the high side. Just nowhere to go for him. He's going to find a way here in front of the number 3 of Carl Rourke. So Brian Chu losing about 6 or 7 spots right there as finally gets back in line in the 8th position. As some of these guys are still kind of side by side, a few spots back over here. Looks like the 99 and the 9 are stuck on that outside. Oh, 99 tries to come low. He's not clear. Contact. She's not clear. Sorry, with 34. They're going to keep it going, though. Oh, no, the 8 hits the 99 hard. Oh, my goodness.
How is that not a caution?
Nobody's sideways. I gotta jump onto the number 8 car cockpit. I gotta see what they are seeing here. I know we're still probably racing. Oh, just nowhere to go. Wow, carnage. They're still alive, but wow.
Oi. I just went back and looked at that. That was rough.
Yeah.
Well, we stay green.
Yes, it's still green here.
JB Banner showing the way up front. Gavin Marlin all over his back bumper right now. Skylar Carnes right there as well in the 3rd spot. As Jalen Battle, your defending series champion, currently holding on to the number 4 spot. And then he's got the deuce of Taylor Butcher Benjamin right behind him. Now, mind you, Benjamin did get caught up in one of those earlier melees. So he's kind of playing on the back foot right now. You got to be a little bit extra cautious. But he's already up 32 spots from where he started, currently holding on the number 5 spot.
Yeah, we're going to have to see what more is going to happen here. We got plenty of time still left in this race. A lot of time to gain, a lot of time to lose in this one. So right now, looking good for the number 48. But he did pit 17 laps prior to all these guys. So he's kind of on his own when he's going to be, coming down pit lane. So I think he's just hoping for another caution. Maybe get himself on cycle with some other drivers. But if we go green here, 10-year-old Gavin Marlin's going to be the guy in the catbird seat, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are picking him up, laying him down right now. A little bit of a gap starting to form. And you got to think Carnes he's trying something. I think he's trying to figure out his timing.
Yeah, well, and that's what he was doing earlier on, and that's what we noticed, and he's doing a great job of it, just maintaining and doing what he needs to do to try to make up, figure out. So if he stays up here, I'd look for him to be the guy to win this race possibly and pull the race-winning move.
So, Skyler, when you get taken out in a couple laps, you can blame Angel Santiago for that one. That's Angel Santiago, care of ESBN Towers, Orlando, Florida, PO Box OU812.
Oh boy, no, he's doing a pretty good job. Why is our everybody still
Get your
out
hate
here?
mail coming now.
We got 24 drivers left in this race. Or I'm sorry, 24 drivers on the lead lap. 23 drivers actually, it looks like, currently on the lead lap. So we got. It looks like I thought I heard a car going sideways somewhere. Not sure where though.
I'm not showing anybody sideways. I did see Rhea Ferris peel down to get the heck out of the way of the lead pack cars.
Yeah, this is looks like we're staying green here nonetheless, completing the 115th lap now on lap 116. What's happening and how do we finish off this race? I think your race winning move is gonna have to come somewhere from that third position on back. I think with the way that those guys are prepping for it, you just got to be ready for it. And what do you do if you're those first couple cars is what becomes a question.
Oh, here we go. Pretty wide.
Wow. The 47 gets right up under the 33, forces him out of the way. Gavin smartly just moves out of the way. Going to try to cut in front of his teammate, but not the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, unfortunately, Benjamin had too much of a head of steam, but he is able to slot in between his two teammates. It's Benjamin in the deuce and Joey Berge in the double deuce. As here we go. So I'm thinking Carnes was working on his timing there. Now the question is, if you're Jalen Battle, do you go with Banner or do you go with Carnes? Do you go with your teammate or do you go with your camp mate?
No, you go with your teammate. I mean, 100% Jalen Battle, that's what he's there for. So you're going to want to have to work with your teammate in this situation. I mean, if you're smart like the way they're doing it now, just keep the three of you in front and out of the way. Keep those three Chevrolets together. But then you got three Fords, Team Penske Fords, as a matter of fact, right behind.
Absolutely.
So it'll be three Chevys, three Fords, a Toyota, a couple more Chevys, and another Toyota rounding out your top 10 so far as we complete 117 laps of the 200-lap race for the iSNF Daytona 500. As we had mentioned previously, 22 drivers still on the lead lap right now. I'd say let's go for another run through of the field at least, so those of you watching can get an idea of where maybe your favorite drivers are. So JB Banner from Bristol, Tennessee, currently in first. Skyler Carnes is currently in second, also from Bristol, Tennessee, as you mentioned. Jalen Battle in third. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, your first Ford, up 33 spots, currently your ESBN biggest mover of the race, up to fourth position. Gavin Marlin up here in the fifth position, up 18 spots. Teammate Joey Berge currently in sixth. Brian Chu, your pole sitter, sitting back here in seventh. Richard Poulter is in eighth. Carl Rourke in ninth, and Francisco Villarreal is going to round out your top 10.
Zach Hill is holding down the number 11 spot, as Mike Smith holding down 12th. 13th going to Brian. Help me out here.
Brenton Henderson.
Thank you, because all I get is a B.
Oh, got it.
So, Brenton Henderson holding down the number 13 spot. Linus Brostrom in 14th. Isaac Wilson rounding out your top 15. Brian Treadwell in 16th. 17th going to Eugene Thorne. Steve Fishburne in 18th. 19th going to the world's fastest Swede, Marcus Hagman. Derek Cook in 20th. Jason Ricketts, John Hopley, and Johnny Castle rounding out your lead lap cars in 23rd.
So it looks like Russell. Yes, you're right. So those are your lead lap cars. Russell Bratka is the number 17 Ford Mustang, your first car one lap down, so he'll be waiting for a caution hopefully from Tucson, Arizona. Damian Mulvey in 25th. Dave Holmberg in 26th, still keeping that race car clean. 41 car of Bob Wyckoff, currently in 27th. Emily is in 28th. Looks like she's coming back off pit road here after getting some damage done. Matt Forns is on pit lane, as are the rest of them. except Travis Browder and Rhea.
No,
No, Travis Browder's still out there.
Joey Manis in the 8 is back out there.
Nope, that is correct. He is back out on track.
As Pete Van Sprundle is just coming out of the pits now. Casey Tomlinson has been on pit road for 13 minutes. Travis Browder is back out there. Rhea Ferris is back out there. Zach Taylor has been on pit road for 30 minutes. Marshall Harris is not in the session. Dave Corshane is not in the session. Ian Humphreys has spent the last 50 minutes on pit road, and Mr. Prince has spent the last 1 hour and 21 minutes on pit road.
Yeah, his internet I don't think ever came back for him, so that
Right.
a bummer there for one of the, I believe, only 6 Toyotas in the field today, and then another internet connection issue. So connection issues knocking out 33% of those Toyotas. That's certainly not ideal. Luckily, the other Toyotas are still out there. But then Marshall Harris was involved in a few wrecks today as well. I do believe mostly out of his own doing, so just an unfortunate situation to have now half of them out of the race. I may be a Ford fan, but, I always wish for the best racing possible with as many cars left as possible as well. So,
well, I got to admit, I my favorite brand left quite a few years ago, but I was very happy to hear that they may possibly be making a return to the NASCAR Cup Series in 2023. So,
who is that again? I'm sorry.
The Pentastars.
Got it.
I am a Mopar fan.
Yeah, I'm interested.
We
and
may possibly get our first ever Dodge in iRacing.
Well, and you hear so much about that possibly being a thing, and then you wonder, they're gonna want a flagship team in order to be there, and who that flagship team might be. And I've heard rumors about SHR possibly being the flagship team for Dodge. So,
well, it would make sense considering that Tony Stewart's wife, Leah Pritchett, or now Leah
Stewart,
is personally sponsored by Dodge.
Oh, okay.
As a matter of fact, she is one of the factory stock drivers in the NHRA for Dodge.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be interesting then. I mean, you've heard Stuart Haas Racing as of late insist they are still with the Ford camp, but you gotta imagine, with drivers like Chase Briscoe that they brought in, and he's a Ford driver through and through.
Right.
So you would wonder what happened if they were to move to Dodge. Do they lose Chase Briscoe, or does Chase Briscoe stick it out for a new Dodge team?
But let me point this out to you. Tony Stewart is still very unhappy with Ford.
Oh, losing Kyle Larson, absolutely.
Because of the Kyle Larson deal. He had the opportunity to sign Larson. Ford said absolutely not. So Stewart couldn't put him in a sprint car last year or a late model last year, and couldn't put him in a cup car this year. And what's Kyle Larson going to do?
Win a championship.
There you go.
And I'm a big Ford guy, and I'm definitely disappointed that they would have allowed a guy like Kyle Larson to get through their hands.
Well, I can understand it from a business standpoint.
Of course.
I can absolutely understand it, because racing is an all-inclusive family. I'm not going to say fraternity, because that entails a brotherhood, which the connotation there is males. There are so many talented female drivers, talented, and I use this phrase loosely, minority drivers, that will never get a chance because they don't have $5 million to just plunk down and say, give me a cup ride. So, for Ford to do that to, Kyle, I mean, yes, I understand. He said something that never should have been said.
Absolutely.
I loathe that word. But
he made a mistake, and
He
saw
made a
you saw
mistake.
the sincerity.
Yes.
In my opinion, in his video that he put out, the sincerity was there. Like,
Well, that and he went to the classes that NASCAR mandated, what sensitivity classes or
Yes.
whatever. I believe that's what you call them.
The sensitivity training, that's what they call it.
Yes, he went through 3 of those camps for NASCAR. He didn't just go to one and call it good. He went to 3 of them.
Yeah.
And he did everything that was asked of him. And Ford still said no. So I don't blame Tony Stewart for not being a happy camper with Ford right now.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where, like, who wanted him the most is who got him. And, Jeff Gordon, he's my favorite driver of all time, and I'll give him credit for, pushing Rick Hendrick to get him when he could. And, Rick is going to listen to Jeff whenever, clearly, if Jeff brought in Jimmy Johnson, and look at how that worked out for him. So
absolutely. And who knows how far this is going to go with Larson.
Yeah,
because if you keep winning, Rick's going to keep you on the team.
And then you look at, it's not like Kyle Larson is the only guy on that team. I think any one of those 3 drivers could be the star driver on any other team, but the 4 of them together, it's a super team, and they're so young.
Well, here's the thing. Wasn't there like a stretch where that organization won like 10 straight races?
They were just dominating. Each driver was getting wins. I mean, it's not like, only 1 or 2 of them. All 4 of them were out there winning races on totally different tracks. It's
like drawing straws every week. Okay, who's going to win it this week? Okay, you got the longest straw. You get to win this week. That's basically what that team was looking like this past season. So, again, hats off to Rick Hendrick for being a businessman like he is, and listening to his people. And I don't mean to interrupt, but we are getting very near the next set of green flag pit stops.
Well, if not for everybody else, specifically your leader, JB Banner, who not only pit 17 laps earlier than these drivers, but has been the leader on this entire run, so he's burned even more fuel from that. As you see Travis Browder coming back out onto the racetrack in a very clean car, only not being on the lead lap due to some internet connection issues. So,
right.
Yeah, I gotta be wondering, when does JB Banner have to come in? It's been 40 laps since he came to pit road.
And the question is, who's going with him if he does? We've seen how difficult it can be, and here we go. He's coming down now. By himself.
Yeah, he's got no other choice. JB Banner
Hagman's going with him.
Yep, that is a teammate, but that's 2 cars is not going to be enough for him. He's going to need something a caution to happen soon.
That's going to hand the lead of the race over to the 47 of Skylar Carnes, who has Jalen Battle all over his back bumper right now. As the 2 of them trying to make some headway to get away from those Fords behind them.
Yep, you got 3 Fords behind them. Then the Toyota of Brian Chu, a couple Chevrolets, another Toyota, a couple more Chevrolets, really rounding out your top 10 or 11 cars. But here comes, you got the Toyotas coming in together. Travis Browder comes back down pit lane, actually. He's going to serve as drafting help for this, so that's another reason why you stick it out, because you can still help your teammates with a fresh race car like Travis Browder. You saw him just coming off pit lane, but he's back on pit lane now. That'll be 1 extra car to draft off of, and it's fast, so...
Well, look
great job.
Too. Zach Phillips, who was shoving the daylights out of Chu earlier in the race, to the point where they had almost a full second to the good before the caution came out.
Yep, all 4 cars coming right back out together, so nice job for them.
And there are the 5 and the 48 getting ready to go a lap down here.
Well, they're going to stay back on the leader. Nope, they're going to stay there. Nice job.
Wow. Way to stay on the lead lap, guys.
Yeah, that is fantastic job there for the 48 and the 5. And this is actually going to help them because technically they're still in a pack right here, so they're still pulling good times at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. You take a look at Skylar Carnes, 193 going into turn 3. Marcus Hagman was 193 going into turn 3 as well. So they're making this work.
Yeah, we're under.
However, here we go.
Yeah, some lap cars now.
It's white knuckle time.
We
And
just
they make it
completed
through
lap
cleanly.
133 of 200, leaving us with 67 laps to go. It's coming down to it, It's going to be not quite aggression time, but, maybe if you're a couple of those packs that haven't quite stayed with the leaders, it might be time for you to make some moves and start working together with other cars, whether it's an alliance or not, and get back up there if you want a chance to win tonight's Daytona 500.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys are trying to get it sorted out at the front of this piece. So going off of when Carnes came down pit road, I gotta think that, when we saw Banner come down pit road, I gotta think we're about maybe 5 to 6 laps away from the rest of the field having to come down for their green flag stop. As they work their way around, I believe that was the 23. No, it wasn't. Sorry. That's something I'm probably going to need to talk to Rhea about for the next time they come to a plate track.
What's that?
Is having a rule, and I've seen it in other leagues where at plate tracks, lap cars have to stay to the outside so that you don't get that snake that we saw earlier that brought out the third caution.
Yeah, what I do for my league is that the race leader is responsible for requesting where he wants the lap car to be. And if he fails to announce that and there's a miscommunication, in my opinion, that's on the leader for not saying something about it.
Well, that's what I was saying with one of the Speedway leagues that we broadcast, and their sister league that we broadcast the same league, just 2 different series. Both their series have the rule of, if you're a lap car, you have to yield to the outside lane to the lead lap cars. Once there's an opening, you're allowed to get back in line, and then you can race your backside off. And as a matter of fact, that's how one of their drivers won their Friday night championship. But if you haven't done so already, ladies and gentlemen, those of you watching in the chat, we do need to thank you for joining us tonight, except for that guy. Bots. Okay.
All right, so 137 laps complete.
Tyler Merritt, you are correct. I was mistaken. Francisco Villarreal went out on top. He did announce his retirement after winning last season's championship. Jalen Battle won the regular season championship.
Ah, that's what it is. There you go.
So I do apologize for the confusion there. As the lead pack starting to get into some lap traffic, hot and heavy now. A lot of damaged cars, a lot of cars just flat out off the pace. But, Carnes leading this freight train.
James Jones and Bill Cook for joining us on our Facebook feed as well.
Absolutely. As right now, this lead group of 7 just 4 seconds and stretching it to the good over current 8th place Mike Smith.
Yeah, I mean, they're making it work right now. Take advantage of some of these guys trying to pit and make up as much time as you possibly can. That's your best bet to separate yourself from the rest of the pack, and that's, less cars you have to pass if you want to go win this race.
Absolutely. And it looks like the next one's in danger of going a lap down are going to be the trio of Villarreal, Phillips, and Chu. as Brostrom, Henderson, and Smith all bring it down pit side. So they are the first ones in the top 10 to blink. As we have 139 out of 200 in the books already. So right around 37 laps. Sorry, 33 laps. That's about all you're going to see out of a tank to go fast. Looks like 33, 34 laps, which is about where we were expecting. And the question is, when are the leaders going to peel off?
Yeah, that's going to be the big one right here. And, you know, luckily a lot of these guys were behind JB Banner, so they were saving fuel in that sense. Skyler has not had an opportunity to. Well, actually, no, he is saving behind these two drivers in front of him. Mm-hmm. That being JB Banner and Marcus Hagman, who actually just put their fastest laps of the day together. 46:28 and 46:29. Your fastest lap of the day, I believe, so far is still Rhea Ferris's 46:16. Only person in that 46:1 range.
Absolutely.
Pack is splitting up a little bit. That top 5 just put down their fastest laps of the day. And you can have the 7 total cars, including JB Banner, Marcus Hagman. So 7 of those drivers in that pack there all put down their fastest laps that prior lap. So they're definitely making up a lot of time right now.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this has just been some great racing that we've seen all night here. As it looks like Jalen Battle backing off of the 47 a little bit.
Yeah, maybe trying to save a little fuel for him too.
There it goes.
Oh, we're wrecking. I hear it.
The 9 just got sent into the inside wall on the backstretch.
Oh, it looks like he's back out on the. We're gonna go jump over to see. We're gonna rewind this. Oh, it looks like contact with, I believe. Does that look like the 6 right behind him? Yeah, the 6 just hooks him in the wrong spot while trying to push him down the backstretch. The 9 does a great job. He hits the wall, but was doing a great job of keeping it from going sideways. And that's when you saw him riding around on the grass as the leaders went by. So heavy damage there for the number 9 of Jason Ricketts. Just kind of from Dawsonville, Georgia, trying to keep it going here. That's one of the Rick Hendrick Chevrolets today. The other 2 currently leading this front pack. The last 2 cars on the lead lap having pit about 13 laps ago. We're still trying to see when do the rest of our top leaders come down pit lane. Your top 11 have not pit since lap 107. Currently on coming here now down to 144.
And I think we're not that far from seeing Carnes, Battle, and company peeling off to go down pit road. I mean, yeah, they've been able to save quite a bit, you know, not having been out front for the majority of this fuel run. And right now, the 48 of Banner still, wow.
Cars.
Guys, get on the same page.
Oh, goodness. It just gives you this, just scares you, you know?
I'm white-knuckled. I'm not even in the field.
Okay, so right now, they're still staying out there. This will be now 38 laps out on this run. I think we saw, you know, JB go 40-something almost beforehand. So, you got to believe these guys are probably going to be able to go that same distance. But if that's the case, maybe, you know, they're pushing it. They maybe can make it on one more stop, I think. If they can push it long enough here. It's going to be close. As your 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th place cars come down pit lane. So those 4 coming together. They weren't part of this lead pack. Let's see. Oh, and a caution's out.
There it is.
Oh, my goodness. It's right in front of the leaders. Oh, no. Oh, it's going to take out multiple of your leaders. Oh, my goodness. Looks like this is the 13 of Zach Phillips. He's going to be on the outside here. I'm going to try to see what all happened. Oh, my goodness. He's right behind. Looks like he's just following the 20, and the 20 slides up, trying to go around the 42, and I think the 13, it just got loose on him coming off the turn, put him in the wall, just loses it right back in front of the 42. He's holding the brakes. He's holding the brakes. He's got the brakes held. These guys just couldn't figure out where to go, and it was just carnage from there. Heavy contact for quite a few drivers. Oh, my goodness. And the 8, long after, comes flying into the 13 again as well.
Yeah, the whole here comes Daredevil.
Yeah, well, okay, well, I will say this, everybody. The 13, it looks like he's bad sitting there on track. That's exactly what you want him to do. Hold those brakes, and he did that from the moment he was sideways. He held the brakes the entire time. So that's what you want to do. Everybody else just kind of had nowhere else to go, unfortunately, and that kind of caused a big wreck. Now currently actually leaving only 11 cars in the lead lap, including JB Banner, Marcus Hagman. So, wow, look at how that worked out from them. Almost going a lap down. And they're going to stay on the lead lap. I imagine they'll probably come in and top off with these guys. Because if you save enough fuel, I don't know if you can make it, though.
You're not making it from here.
No, because they went 40 laps, and you're going to have about 50 laps. Yeah, that's too many laps. So you're going to need some more cautions at that point.
I'll tell you, the one that came out on the losing end of that whole exchange was the 33.
Oh, Gavin took a heavy contact.
Yeah, he did. That was a shot.
But he's got a fast repair, so
hopefully he still has it.
Yep, he's back out on track now. He just pulled off on pit lane, so he definitely had his fast repair still to use. Unfortunately, did have to use it, and won't have it in his back pocket here for the final 50 laps of this race. But
wow,
man, how things change, huh?
Absolutely. As right now, leading this piece is your defending series champion from last season, won the season finale at Nashville, Francisco Villarreal, or won the championship at Nashville. Francisco Villarreal, Brian Chu in second, JB Banner, Marcus Hagman. It looks like Banner and Hagman. Everybody that came down pit road there took 4.
Well, right now, your leader, Francisco Villarreal, of course, as previously mentioned, your champion last season, decided to retire after it, but they needed a substitute driver, so he came right back in, driving the number 20 for one of his former teammates, and here he is in first place with a teammate right behind him in Brian Chu. How about that?
Absolutely. As we're being joined in the chat by the chief cook and bottle washer for the iSNF series of events, Miss Rhea Ferris.
All right, and just like that, thanks to Rhea, we do have access to see all the drivers here on Discord now. So,
yay!
We'll definitely still be able to talk with our race winners. I almost forgot about that being an issue, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe you should send a message to Rhea now that she got stuck on pit road now. So, thank you, Rhea, for getting us set up there as quickly as you did.
And of course, Rhea, if you are so inclined and would like to join us up here in the booth, we'd be more than happy to have you.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to come join us in the booth, come on in. It's always nice to have the league admin joining us.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I believe she has actually joined Sim Racing Media and ESBN as one of our part-time commentators.
That is true. Actually, she was to a bit of a scheduling conflict for yesterday. She was ready to commentate one of the dual races, the one that she wasn't participating in.
Correct. As the field works its way out at turn number 4, Francisco Villarreal going to have the button. His pace car peels on off. Green flag in the air. We are back underway. As Villarreal getting a good shove from JB Banner. Marcus Hagman, though, working with Brian Chu on the high lane. And Chu takes the lead back over.
I know we're coming down to 50 laps to go here, and some exciting times as 22 into 47 almost make contact in the middle of 1 and 2. They keep it together. Great driving by everybody on the outside to get checked up, and the outside still has the momentum, though. Here comes Marcus Hagman. He's got a good push from the 22, looking to take the lead here with under 50, almost 50 laps to go. The 22 shoves him to the front. We got 2 new leaders. Here comes the 22 into 5. The 47 now has a run, and they go into 3.
Well, it looks like the 22 was looking to get to the inside of Hagman. Hagman jumps back up to pick up the 47.
A couple of Chevrolets up there.
A couple of Chevrolets almost with the clear, and they finally do get the clear. They're going to be able to drop down now. That's Hagman and Carnes working very well together tonight.
I'm loving the racing we've got, but this is some of the closest side-by-side action we'll see without wanting to call it. Let's go ahead and give these folks at home listening a crank it up session before we finish up this race.
Time to blow out your speakers, folks.
Yes, sir. So just remember, if you got on headphones, I would advise turning it down. All right, we are back here live from Daytona Beach, Florida at the Daytona International Speedway. Oh, this is the Esports Broadcasting Network. We are here for the Daytona 500 of the iSNF Cup Series, race 1 of their season, doing the full 500 miles, 200 lap race. Joined in the booth today with Tony Trapasso and league owner Rhea Ferris. Rhea, how are we doing today?
I'm doing well. With all considering, I mean, I've raced, I don't know, 6 or 7 races this weekend and wrecked out on every single one of them. But happy to be here, guys. And it's a fun race. It's had its ups and downs tonight, but it has been pretty exciting. Hopefully for you guys as well.
I have to say that you really had a real photogenic moment in the last big crash that you were involved in, where you had you had all 4 tires up on the catch fence. Very Richie Evans-esque of you.
I appreciate that. Do I get an award?
No.
Oh. So that situation there, where I was trying to find a hole, and I knew the 13 was down there, and I was waiting for him to pass, and as soon as he was going to pass, I was going to duck right behind him and follow that line. And right at the same time I was ducking low, he came high, and it was just a bad mix, and it was a racing deal. And I got accused of putting him down below the yellow line, but I watched the replay time and time again, and he didn't actually go below the yellow. He was on the yellow, but he wasn't below it. And then he came up and took out a good chunk of the field. I hate that for everybody that was involved in it, and I apologize. It happened. If I could go back and do it all over again, I would have known what he was going to do, and I would have lifted, and then we'd probably be still racing. But yeah.
Quick side note: Joey Maines, I believe that's who it is here on our YouTube chat, asking, "Is this the cool kids lounge for when we get wrecked out?" So
yes, it is.
It is. It
welcome
is.
everybody. If you didn't make it to the end of the race, if you're watching with us, thank you. Be sure to comment, and we'll talk with you as well.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Joey's a good guy, good driver out there from Michigan, and he's had some unfortunate events tonight too. So
yeah, that's all part of it. That's especially why super speedway racing. It's either you're gonna get lucky or you're gonna have some bad luck, and you tend to have more bad luck than good luck when it comes to these. At least I do. That's for sure.
super speedway, it's really not much different than playing the slots at Las Vegas. Marcus Hagman agrees with me on that one, actually, and
He's
it really is
right now.
Yeah, I know. I see that, and I'm glad, because he got caught up in an incident that I think it was the same incident I was just describing a moment ago, and I feel really bad that he got collected in that.
We
have another caution coming out. It looks like a Eugene Thorne possibility.
Yes, it is. We're going to go jump over there. We're going to have to back it up a little bit. This is not going to get us the best view that we need to see what all happened here. You got to go all the way back here through turns 1 and 2. We're going to go from the spotter view a little bit further away. You see he's trying to get under the 14. He gets loose, gets onto the apron, nowhere to go. The 9 gets into him. The 23 just overcorrecting, comes back down into the 9. Unfortunate set of events right there for both of them. The 4 barely makes it out. I think he got some damage. Is that the 9?
I think the 53 helped him.
Oh, 53. Yeah. I'm sorry. It's a further view. I from my view, it's a little more difficult to see. That is correct.
The 53. I think gave him an old a Spanish archer.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it.
Elbow.
I thought from far away it looked like Chase Elliott's Hooter scheme, but I don't even think that's what the 9's running today. He's got the Napa one. That's right.
He's got the Napa scheme.
I like this one better. It's pretty nice.
Rhea, we were talking about some of the incidents that were taking place as the lead group of cars were weaving their way through lap traffic.
Yeah.
There's a couple leagues that we broadcast that they have a rule on plate tracks that if you're a lap car getting ready to be lapped, you have to yield to the outside of the track to the lead lap cars. Once there's an opening, you're allowed to jump in and race your backside off, but you know that the lap cars are going to go high. So there's none of this having to
Yeah,
snake
and
your way
that's
through.
something that Tommy Stanley has addressed tonight. He has made it to where you'll get black flagged if you are a lap car that's not up high when the train goes by per se.
Good.
So yeah, and it's been addressed, and I'm not sure why it's continuing to happen. I know though, if you are not up to speed at all, I mean, if you are literally like just a moving chicane on the roadway, and you're just trying to get that extra position or two to park it, then thereafter, I just ran the apron around and just completely stayed out off the track altogether. Because I just don't have any business being up on the raceway. And unfortunately, I was yielding to the 34 in the same manner I was with the rest of the field. And I'm still scratching my head here. Like, why would a car decide to pass me on the apron of pit road when I'm already on? So we got into a little cluster there, and I don't understand, some of the thoughts that are going through out there, but that is the rule.
Okay.
So you're not wrong.
Well,
that's something we're definitely trying to make happen tonight. But there are some new rules. One of them being the car that is in the lead on the restart does get to pick inside or outside line for the season.
Good.
That's something that we didn't have last season. And if you rear end somebody under caution, it's an automatic black flag.
All right.
Because we had way too many of that last season, and with us being a restricted amount of incident count in this league, it's imperative that we not hit each other under caution. We already get hit enough on green, so that's just preventable stuff that we are just trying to nip in the bud. There's no excuse to have head up butt and be doing your Twitch stream and type in on the side or whatever and not paying attention and rear end your whoever in front of you. If you're doing that, get out of line. You'll see me a lot be offline, off center, and over like way off the track, because I'm doing admin work or I'm helping you guys, because you asked me a question to, like you just did, but I'm not racing at the moment. So, but if I would have been still in the car, I would have caught a caution like this one, and you would see me down on the apron taking care of business, That's
why I didn't ask you until I was like, no, I don't want to bother you during the race, because I know as an admin, it's just too much sometimes, and I don't want to put that on you. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, she had some pretty bad luck there. So let me jump in.
Trust me. I've had to kick somebody from Discord going into turn 2 at Phoenix. So
I remember that.
So, I mean, there's been times where it's, you just got to take one for the team sometimes and just put it in the wall and take care of your league. And I really hate it for some of the guys out there, though, that are having bad luck tonight. But we are going back to green, guys.
And we do need to thank Tom Stanley for being up in the race control tower as the replay does come back out. Joey Berkey getting a great jump on that outside lane. He's got Marcus Hagman with him right now. Has the opportunity to drop down in front of Skylar Carnes. Finally does, going into one.
Oh, look at Gavin. Gavin is all over the back bumper there. The 47, he's going to have to back off. Almost wrecks him. Great driving by the two of them. But that's going to cost Gavin in that inside line ever so slightly.
But I am proud to see that 22 Penske car up front, being the Penske league owner or team owner of this league. Seeing Joey Berge and that 22 just leading the way here, doing a fantastic job putting that forward on the point tonight here at Daytona.
Well, the other thing we were talking about during the race, too, is the acquisition you guys made in the offseason of getting Gavin Marlin on Team Penske.
Oh, definitely. With Austin Cook departing the league, at least for the time being, I really definitely wanted to pounce on some young talent like Gavin. His dad.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, and his dad has been fantastic as well. His dad does the voice chat for him, so he doesn't have to take the focus off of driving. So that's just fantastic. Just family environment right there. And no, Gavin does a fantastic job, and he's definitely got a lot of Austin Cook characteristics as far as running up front.
Yeah, absolutely. As here comes Richard Poulter, the UK native, taking over the lead, coming off of turn number 4, able to squeeze his way into the bottom lane in front of Bergie. And here comes Brostrom.
Yeah, Poulter at the point is that the first time tonight, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and no,
Poulter,
folks, you're not seeing things. That is a cop car.
Yeah, it's actually an insurance company that is a sponsor, but it basically like an insurance company that pays.
Here we go.
Ooh, that'll pay your tickets if you get too many of them. But that is a fantastic paint job. Yeah, that 18 car, man, he is drafting with his teammates there. The 11, the 18, and the 23, they're all teammates and alliance mates, and they are just really doing some serious bum drafting there on the outside line.
Well, they almost got into the inside lane coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, we mentioned
3 wide
that
going into 3.
earlier, with the 18 having those connection issues, but he's got a clean race car still, so he's able to push his teammates, and we know he's fast. He was running, up there with Brian Chu earlier, and now he's the second Toyota on that high side, right behind his teammate, Eugene Thorne. And then the 11 of Brian Chu right behind him. So, Brian's going to pull low. They're going to pull down.
Well, they had an opening, so all 3 Toyotas are able to get in front of the 47 of Skylar Carnes. They are quickly approaching a lap car.
That worries me. If you're any one of those top 3 drivers, you guys don't have any alliance to each other except maybe the Fords, if that. And then you got 3 JGR Toyotas right behind you.
Well, you've got Brostrom and a Ford.
Oh, they're wrecking behind. There goes Gavin.
There it is.
Oh, there's the big one in turn 1. Oh my goodness, we have a massive wreck. I don't know how Gavin didn't get more damage there. I thought he was completely sideways in front of this.
Oh, Gavin, was involved. Fishburne.
Wow.
Well, John Hopley was involved in that. Derek Cook.
Oh, right here, we might get a great view of what all happens here. It looks like maybe the 33. Let's see here.
Get to the chopper.
He jumps low. Oh, and the 22 just tags him in the wrong, or 24, I'm sorry, tags him in the wrong spot, and it's just, it's chaos from there. That was just simply that was just bad timing. I can't really put the blame on anybody for that one. That was simply bad timing on when those 2 cars linked up.
There's our third, thank God this is a simulator moment, because the way that the 53 just hit that outside wall, that's a guaranteed basilar skull fracture.
My question is, did anybody catch enough air as someone in the X Games?
Yes, you.
Well, we had somebody else clear the catch fence earlier. I think that was a 7, right?
Yes.
They cleared the catch fence.
Yeah. Coming out to cleared the catch fence.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They're out in the parking lot now, or
no. They just went high enough,
track,
but they cleared the fence.
They're about 3 inches shorter than they were when they started the race. Compressed vertebrae and all. Like, holy cow. Well then.
So that changes a lot. And
you're within the you can make it from here area. And Brian Chu stays out. I don't see him getting 40 laps out of a tank of fuel.
They have, though. They have been getting 40 laps.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, because
they've been getting about 30.
Well, it also depends on the cautions that they had in that time frame. We did have quite a bit of green flag there as well.
Truth.
Oh, actually, no, we had about not even 10 laps, actually. No, so he needs to go. I think depending on the cautions, Brian Chu and Isaac Wilson might be able to make it, though, because we saw, JP Banner earlier go 40 laps, and he was the lead car for almost the entire time. So
yeah, but there were 4 cautions.
Yeah, it's just going to be
time.
Where do you get your cautions, and do you have enough of them?
Now, the big question is, if you're Chu, do you elect to take the inside lane or the outside lane? Because we've noticed all night long that outside lane's been getting the better restarts.
Yeah, but also, too, on those restarts, you get hung out to dry, like what happened to me, and then it's hard to find that spot to get back in. So I would say inside all day, just because I experienced it. No, for no other reason. So
fair enough.
Well, we're going to be looking at 30. We're currently got 32 laps to go. Going to be 31 this next time around. So probably going green somewhere around 29 or 30. Hard to believe we're coming down to the end. So I got to ask Tony. You got what looks to be somewhere around 14 to 17 cars maybe on the lead lap. Who do you have winning this race today?
The pace car.
Certainly led quite a bit of laps.
I know, right? Most laps led. Brett Bodine.
Honestly, though, I don't feel like it's been that many cautions either, though. Like, I think it's been more than even I think, and a good thing the 18 just got another one of his laps back there. But we've had, it feels like, a ton of green flag racing, to be honest with you.
you mentioned Brett Bodine. We were just talking about him earlier today.
Okay, then.
Well, the scoring error that NASCAR had.
Oh, yeah, at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, that gave Brett Bodine his quote-unquote one win in NASCAR Winston Cup history. So Casey Tomlinson actually has had a Brett Bodine win the other night in the Super Speedway series here in ISNF, and it was a scoring glitch by iRacing and gave him the win when it was really another car. But
trivia question for you.
Yeah.
And I want you to hold on to your answer, because we're going to ask this to the fans too. They got 30 laps to answer the question. During that win, who was Brett Bodine's crew chief?
During Brett Bodine's win at North Wilkesboro.
At North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, I know the answer to that, but I'm not gonna say it. Yeah, let the fans do it.
Yep. So that is tonight's trivia question. Who was Brett Bodine's crew chief during the contested win at North Wilkesboro?
And then quickly joining in, Ernest King on our Facebook page. He said, Happy New Year. Happy New Year back to you, Ernest. Thank you for joining us today. He's cheering on the carnage. I know Rhea probably doesn't cheer it on as much as Ernest is right now. But here we are, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Got just right here, 30 laps to go.
And there are numerous cars out there that look like pavement modifieds right now.
Well, they're out there still trying to earn as many positions as they can. But right now, here it is. You still got 17 cars on the lead lap. Bro, we got trouble in the back. I saw the 17 sideways. 17 of Russell Bratka. Have to see what all exactly happened to him. I'm pretty sure that's who I saw sideways there on the back. There it is.
It must have happened so quick that I don't even see anything. Did he
got the Dairy Queen award.
He did. Okay.
It looks like the 53. I don't know if he got help there. It's a little hard to see. Looks like he got into the wall. And he came back down and got into the 17. So, unfortunate.
Yeah, he had help. Jalen Battle got into the back bumper of the 53. 53 bounced off the outside wall and down into Bratka. And Bratka got a Dairy Queen award.
Alrighty, well. Currently, your biggest mover of the race, the ESBN award, goes to Richard Poulter in that number 52 car. One of our drivers from across the pond over there. Looking pretty good right now, rolling off and still here in second place. Rhea, your driver's best. Who do you want to bring in for an interview here before this one's over?
Before this one is over, Yeah, it's a good question. I'm looking. I mean, I think Brian Chu all day. I mean, he won last season at this race. He had the pole for this season and last season. He's from Florida. We're in Florida. Brian Chu all day.
Sounds like a plan to me. All right, let's go ahead and bring Brian Chu here into the booth with us.
I don't even see where he is.
Let's see.
Down there in JGR camp.
Ah.
All right, you got it there? Or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
Alrighty. Just a moment. Bring him up. Come on. Oh, don't quit scrolling on me now. Come on, there you go. Brian Chu, this is Angel, Tony, and your league owner, Rhea, here in the ESPN broadcast booth. You got us?
I got you.
Brian, you're having yourself one fantastic race. You're starting on pole for the Daytona 500 in back-to-back years. Here you are running in third place. Another Florida native from Fort Myers. You're in third place, sitting pretty good right now with some help around you. What's going to be the way to win this race here?
Well, I was trying to decide whether I want to try to lead this thing or try to be in second. So I made the deal with Isaac to let him take the lead. Kind of fortunately for me, I did drop to third, so I can start on the bottom. And for me, I'd like to stay in second as long as I can, see if I can get someone to push me toward the later part of this race, specifically turn 4 of the last lap. So we're going to try to stay up here. I don't have any teammates anymore, so I'm a little concerned about that. So I don't know if anyone's going to work with me. But I think that some of the guys trust me, and hopefully I didn't piss anyone off. So hopefully they help me out.
What just happened to Villarreal?
I was just about to ask the same thing. The car just shot to the right there. Oh my goodness. Into the wall.
We might have to extend this caution.
Well, I just noticed that we're single file, so that kind of hurts me, and I'm third. But
well, good luck, Brian.
Yeah,
Hopefully you'll get a dub somehow on your own. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of people working with Yodas out there tonight, but
the only two Yodas you got left with you are Villarreal and Eugene Thorne. So good luck.
yeah, I don't have much help. Just like I said, hopefully some guys trust me. I don't have my car is clean. We'll just see. We'll see. I just crossed my fingers.
All right, Brian. We appreciate you joining us here. Good luck, and we'll see if we're talking to you at the end of this one.
Thank you, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Brian Chu, your pole sitter, the gentleman who won last year's Daytona 500 from the pole, looking to make it back-to-back years. I certainly think he's capable of it, So
he's had a strong car all night.
Yeah, has he ever? And I think other drivers have seen that and will realize that. And you know what? If you want to win this race, it's going to be working with him. That's for sure.
Absolutely. As the lights are out on the Ford Mustang GT500 pace car, Isaac Wilson going to have the button in the 14 as he's playing bumper tag with the aforementioned pace car as the field works its way through the 3-4 complex. Coming off of turn number 4, just waiting for that pace car to make that hard left turn onto pit road. And there it goes.
There it is.
And here comes the green flag. Wilson jumps on the loud pedal, rolls into it, kind of stacks the lineup, doing the right thing, staying to the high side. The only thing is, Richard Poulter timed that start almost perfect, and he's got Chu going with him.
Almost. He timed it perfectly. Here it is. They're going to shove the 14, Isaac Wilson, out of the way. He's going to get freight trained on the inside. Put Richard Poulter to the lead. Got Brian Chu exactly where he said he wanted to be in the second position. We have got ourselves a race. 26 laps to go, and you're going to see quite the scatter. Isaac Wilson now dropping down to the 10th position, trying to find a way to get in the line. He finally does, losing a ton of spots here from the start-finish line through turn 3.
Absolutely. This is Poulter, Chu, Brostrom, Hagman. That could be tricky for the rest of the field, as you got the two Swedes running 3rd and 4th right now, as those two guys have worked very well together in the past. Joey Bergie and Francisco Villarreal in 5th and 6th. Skylar Carnes, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Carl Rourke, and Isaac Wilson rounding out your top 10.
The 20, speaking of him, we saw the hard contact with the wall. That right rear is damaged quite a bit, but, he's still keeping pace pretty good with these guys, so he might have an opportunity to be able to help his teammates still. Brian Chu, you got to imagine maybe the two Swedes go to help each other. Whoa, I'm excited to see what's happening here.
Yeah, but then you got that Ford of Burgee sitting there as well. The question is, who's he going to go with to give Villarreal the shot at getting to Chu?
Well,
that's what's going to have to happen.
You got an 11-car breakaway right now, and of those 11 cars, you have 5 Fords, you have 2 Toyotas, and then the other 3 are Chevrolets. So, I'm sorry, 4 Chevrolets in that situation. My math is probably all wrong. Anyways, you get the idea. We got more Fords here in this front group. If they can link up together, they can probably make something happen. But it's going to be what other move happens. Who's going to make the move to win this race? And I think Brian Chu, but guys, Marcus Hagman is back there. We know how fast he is. And then you got your series champion back here in the 20 car up in 6th place. So, I mean, you have so many storylines of all these drivers up here. Any one of them could make something happen here. And I think that's what's going to make the final 22 laps quite the exciting one.
And an interesting nugget to chew on, Marcus Hagman already won a race today, the Daytona 300 that was raced prior to this one.
Caution's out.
In the Xfinity Series. So Marcus has already got a dub under his belt.
Brent Henderson, contact with the 4 and heavy contact for the 78. Oh my goodness. I think maybe he was just trying to get up behind him and just
I think that DQ'd that Dairy Queen, the 4 car of Derek Cook.
That's unfortunate because Derek Cook has simply just been in the wrong spot at the wrong time all race long. He still had a clean car there.
Yeah.
So unfortunate situation there for the number 4 of Derek Cook, taking out another one of our drivers today.
Yeah.
So we're going to get going, probably about 18, 19 laps to go. So.
And Dave Holmberg just Kyle Bushed himself into the inside wall.
Yeah, that car has probably got nothing much left. He got some pretty heavy contact in that wreck there as well. I know he'd already used his fast repair.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the pack has to come around and catch the pace car. That's what we see right here as Richard Poulter pulls it up behind the Ford Mustang pace car. Halfway down the backstretch, we still have 16 cars on the lead lap. I don't think the 34 was involved in this one, Johnny Castle, so he should get the wave around, or the lucky dog, I'm sorry.
Allegedly.
Possibly.
Clarence Prince has, I think, become a victim of the iRacing glitch.
Yes. Yes, he has.
And what is...
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about?
The indefinite meatball flag, unless you leave the session and come back in.
He's left the session and come back in.
Yeah.
Oh. So what has happened? Why is it not allowing him?
We're thinking connection issues because he has been very, very blinky.
Yeah, he was right before that first caution came out. I think he was blinking a little bit too, right before the drivers caught up to him. That wasn't the issue for the wreck.
I just cleared his meatball. I don't know if he'll be able to leave the pits now or not, but...
Jonas here on our YouTube chat actually said, fun fact that Brett Bodine is working at the license department at NASCAR.
Yes, he is.
So nice additional fact. Jonas has been ton of use for us here today, giving us a way to say Marcus Hagman's hometown. He did say go ahead and ask just in case if we get the opportunity. But yeah, thanks a ton to Jonas for helping us out so far.
Vin Gawker.
And our good friend at John Boy Media got the answer to tonight's trivia question correct. And the question was, during the race at North Wilkesboro where Brett Bodine got his one NASCAR Cup win, who was his crew chief? And the correct answer, Larry Mack.
Yes, he is.
That's no surprise. Larry, we know how good and how smart of a man Larry Mack is.
Yeah. Yep, I knew I got it right then. That's exactly who I knew was, and I know we don't normally have trivia number 2, but because we are already on the topic of Brett Bodine being the pace car driver and such, who was the prior Winston Cup pace car driver to Brett Bodine, throwing it back there a ways? And he was another former NASCAR driver as well.
And I'll give you a third trivia question about Brett Bodine. Where did he attend college?
I know the answer to that, and I know why you asked it too.
Oh, Jonas.
Yeah, because it's my alma mater.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know.
Jonas on the YouTube chat said that he did not. Brett Bodine denied him an Xfinity license, but approved the truck one. So that's pretty cool to have here on our chat with us. That's why we're getting all this fun information. I really appreciate it. That's fantastic. Appreciate you watching us and sticking it out for what's been a pretty darn good race for now the first 180 laps as we're coming down to 20 to go. We'll have 19 laps to go once this race gets back green. Yeah, Richard Poulter in first position, up 32 spots. Massive gain from his starting position today. Brian Chu down down 1 spot from his starting position first. Then you have Brostrom in third, up 21. Marcus Hagman in fourth. Joey Berkey in fifth. Skylar Carnes in sixth. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in seventh. Isaac Wilson in eighth. Gavin Martin has made his way back up here into the ninth position. And Carl Rourke rounds out your top 10. Pace lights are off. We're getting ready to go into turn 3. Rhea, Tony, we're excited for this last 19 laps.
Absolutely. As Poulter going to have the button as the field's going to come off at turn number 4. But the question is, do you want to be where Brian Chu is and have Marcus Hagman behind you? Or do you want to be where Richard Poulter is and have Linus Brostrom behind you? That's the big question.
I want to have that 38 behind me. The 5 is stronger, but the 5, I don't know much about the 38. We haven't seen him make some crazy moves today. We know the 5 will make the move to win this race, so I think he'll leave the 11 out to hang, given the opportunity. There's not going to be a lot of room to leave the 52 out to hang if you're on the bottom. So I'd say go with it. We are back racing green flag. 19 laps to go in the Daytona 500 for the ISNF Cup Series. Richard Poulter was your leader going to the line, but a great start for Brian Chu on that outside. They're going to clear the lead. He's going to jump down. He's got the lead here going in turn 2.
And he may have just made a mistake by hanging Hagman out to dry, because Hagman now has the 47 at Carnes working with him.
Jump back in front of him. Here comes the 5. He's going to try to look low. No, he doesn't. The 11 anticipates it, but the 5 stays high. We've got a battle for the lead going into turn 3.
Hagman with a nose out front as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. The 47 at Carnes all over the back bumper of Hagman as the field works its way off at turn number 4. You got 2 Chevys and a Ford in the high lane. Toyota leading the low lane. What's going to happen here? Coming to the stripe. Give the lap to Hagman.
Man, 18 laps to go, and these drivers are ramping it up. The 47 can't quite clear the 11. The 5 is going to stay upside with him. Try to keep him up with him. Can they both clear the 11, or does the 11 have the opportunity to get back under him? And what does the 5 do?
Blinking.
The 11's been blinking a little bit here and
good.
there, but
the 11 is blinking quite a bit. And it's that internet that he has. He just recently moved to South Carolina, and he was hoping the internet was going to be good enough to do gaming, and so far it seems a little dicey.
Well, dicey or not, he's in the lead.
We talked to him.
That is true, but just there. He's in the lead. Looks like he's going to come across the line here. We've got 17 laps to go. Put Brian Chu on the point for this one. In second place, actually, was Richard Poulter, as he's side by side with Marcus Hagman for second.
The 47's got to get up there to the back bumper of Hagman if they're going to have any shot in that outside lane. They're going to need to push, not just draft.
Look at the 52. He's doing some heavy side drafting. Here comes, they almost make contact. You're right, almost 3 wide. This is going to hurt the 11. The 22 jumps to the high side. They're going to lose a ton of momentum on the bottom. The 47 and the 5 easily clear here in the turn 3 and 4.
Absolutely what they needed to do. Carnes and Hagman have worked well together all night long as we get into the closing laps of this one. It's going to be 16 to go this time across the stripe. Hagman shows the way. The question is, who's going to go with Chu when he decides to make his move.
If you're not sure whether or not you can win this race, but you want to get yourself a top 3 finish, I'd be going right behind that number 11 of Brian Chu. I'd push him to a win. If you don't feel like you can get that win, push somebody else to a win. They might be willing to work with you later in the year, and it's also a pretty nice point stay if you do.
Absolutely. As Hagman continues to show the way, we've got a pretty decent breakaway at the front of this piece. 16 cars being shown on the lead lap. 11 cars in this little lead group, and then you've got stragglers behind them, starting with Jalen Battle, Jason Ricketts, Eugene Thorne, Carl Rourke, and JB Banner rounding out your lead lap cars right now in 16th.
Joey looked like he wanted to go to the high side. He was up there, had no help at all. He's going to drop in now in front of his Team Penske Racing teammate, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. They're ranked currently 7th and 8th, respectively. We got now 3 Fords lined up together. You got a 4th one further up, so you've got quite a few Fords in this front pack here.
Absolutely. I kind of got to like what Isaac Wilson's going to be looking at. Here we go. Do we have the move going? Nope.
No, they're going to shuffle the 52 out of the way, actually. So the 52 of Richard Poulter now falling back to the 8th position. You've now got 4 Fords lined up from 4th to 7th, another 2 in 10th and 11th right there. These Fords can make something happen, but they're going to have to start working together on that outside pretty quickly.
Absolutely. As we are 14 laps to go, they work their way around the one that is a lap car of Casey Tomlinson. Tomlinson driving what basically equates to a pavement modified right now. Absolutely no front arrow left on that car after getting caught up in a couple of melees early on. Hagman continues to show the way. We have an 11-car breakaway at the front of this piece as they are 8 seconds to the good over the number 9 of Jason Ricketts, who holds down the 12th spot.
Yeah, it's a pretty good run for Jason Ricketts. I know he's one of the ones that gets caught up in a lot of bad luck in races, and it's good to see him having a good run tonight. Good job, Jason. He's a founding member of the league and out of Dawsonville, Georgia there, and he's actually met all of the Elliots, and to have him drive the number 9 car this season is just a perfect fit.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
About that earlier.
How it's like you don't have a choice.
You might want to tell him to go over to Chase's house and ask him if he can borrow the Lucky Rabbit's foot.
Well, I'm just jealous. He's met Bill and Ernie and Chase and all those guys, and it's just
arguably the best engine builder in NASCAR history, Ernie Elliott.
Oh, hands down, definitely. And to have a Jason Ricketts, a friend like this in the league for so long, he's made personal Facebook videos for me driving by the old pull hall where the siren goes off every time that Elliott hits victory lane, and he goes, "Hey, the siren just went off.
What are your guys doing?"
So. But yeah, 38, I don't know. He got stuck out on the high line there for some reason. Gave up a lot of spots doing that. So
the 22 showed him up there.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the idea we want to do. You need those Fords to help you there. You have the numbers advantage. You just got to make it happen. You got to work together here.
11 laps to go. Hagman, the Swede, continues to show the way. Skylar Carnes just right there with him. 2 stablemate. Go ahead.
Yeah. Isaac Wilson and Joey Berge right there as well. I think they've got something up their sleeve as well. I mean,
here it is. 22's got the run on the backstretch. He's going to go high in the 14 as they drive into turn 3. He's going to back off, though. Did not think that was going to work. Now there's a mess back there with the Fords.
The 2 almost got into him.
Yeah.
And that's
goodness. And the 22 sticks it in front of the 20. Wow. That could have been disastrous for every one of those Fords and that Toyota there, Francisco Villarreal. Very close.
Really good driving by Butcher Benjamin to be able to brake check that and not hit the 22, his teammate.
Now, I'm assuming that as a team owner, you've only given your team the instructions of don't kill each other, but if you are going to kill each other, make sure it's a Sports Center highlight.
Well, if you're going to kill each other, make sure it's the last lap going out of turn 4.
And you win the race.
Right. And somebody comes home with a W. That's really what it's all about, right? So right now I'd love to see Team Penske in victory lane here at Daytona, and so far it's looking possible.
Well, here we go. They're starting to get organized. Thing is, they need the 14 to go with them, and the 14's not willing to.
Oh, the 33, Gavin, heavy contact in the background. Caution is out. Oh my goodness.
Brenton Henderson involved, I do believe, as well.
That will take Gavin out of the race. There's just no way he's got anything left after that one.
That was a separate incident. There was another incident.
Yeah, Poulter got a piece of that one.
Oh my goodness. The both of them bounce off each other and heavy contact. 38. Oh, nowhere to go for the 38 as well. He makes heavy contact. So that takes out Brostrom, another Ford. So it's a couple of Fords out, and I know you guys said Brent Henderson will jump to that one right now as well. We'll see.
Yeah.
Oh, this is just a little tight off the corner. 36 to 16. All make contact there with the 21 as well, so.
Oy vey.
So 2 of the front row motorsports cars having issues on 2 separate occasions right there. 8 laps to go. We're probably going to have about 5 laps to go to finish this one. It all comes down to this.
And Linus just got the Dairy Queen award.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, he did.
Linus have been doing pretty good today as well.
Quite a few people getting the Dairy Queen award tonight. Well then. What the hell? Mom, the kids are fighting again.
Yeah, Ethan Flanagan in the chat. I see he's a spotter for somebody, and yeah. I'm not exactly sure who, but
Isaac Wilson, the 14. Oh, not this guy again.
What else happening? I'm sorry.
Oh, a spotter is upset with Richard Poulter in the 52, also known as Poltergeist in this league, because he's one of the sneaky ones that will come up and grab a win. So he has gotten a couple of wins in this series, or actually in this league. He hasn't got a win in the Cup Series yet, but possible he'll get one tonight. We'll see.
Man, I am excited. Marcus Hagman, currently your leader. Skylar Carnes is in second. They've been working so well together. We'll have to see how they figure this out, as you see the 34 of Johnny Castle going around for his lucky dog, putting 16 cars on the lead lap. Brian Chu, your pole sitter, back-to-back years, your Daytona 500 champion from last season, currently in the 3rd position, exactly where he wants to restart, in the 3rd position on the bottom. We'll see how he makes it successful. Isaac Wilson is in 4th. Taylor Butcher Benjamin, your ESBN current biggest mover of the race, up 32 spots into the 5th position. Another Ford here, Joey Berge, is in 6th. Francisco Villarreal in 7th, up 27 spots himself. John Hopley currently in 8th. Jalen Battle in 9th, and JB Banner rounds out your top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a handful of drivers taking them down pit road there. Jason Ricketts, Gavin Marlin, Johnny Castle, Eugene Thorne, and Richard Poulter. And I believe Thorne and Poulter... Nope, I take that back. Thorne is rolling.
Yeah, so Thorne had some heavy contact earlier.
He may be popped for speeding off.
Well, at this point, you're going to be probably starting in the back anyway, so that's probably not the worst idea. Just...
Yeah.
Car's still alive, though, running in 14th. Big accident happens here at the end. You can gain a ton of positions.
Color me surprised with what I'm seeing here.
What is that?
Marcus Hagman, your leader, electing to restart from the outside lane in front of those 2 Fords. Well, I mean, we've seen the outside lane get the better restarts all night tonight, so
I'm interested to see what we get here.
it all depends on how much push the 14 wants to do on the restart. As the lights are out on the pace car, Hagman going to have the button when we go back to green flag action with 5 to go.
Man,
So let me ask you this. Are we going into overtime?
Yes.
Good
Odds
answer.
are yes. Odds are yes. I hope not. I think we have a nice set of cars left in this race. Let's leave it this way. But odds are yes.
So we're still waiting for an answer for our final 2 trivia questions of the night. Who was the pace car driver before Brett Bodine became the pace car driver? And what college did Brett Bodine attend?
See, I need a fan's help. I'm not old enough to know those answers, as much as that might come to disturbance of some. But we are green flag racing here. Marcus Hagman with a nice jump. The 47 is going to stay close. What's going to happen here as they come into turn 1? Who's going to have the lead? It looks like the 47 is going to stay right up by him. He's not going to let him get in front, but the 5 has a big push from those 4s behind him. They didn't get clear, though.
Almost leading enough gap for the 11 to get through there to make it 3 wide. Chu thinking better of it, though.
Yeah, the 14, you can't try to go for the win right here. You just got to push the 5 out to the lead and get around him afterwards. That's exactly what he's going to do. He stays right up to the bumper of the 5. No, he's going to look high. They're going to leave him. No, the 5 is going to pull up in front of him. Great racing there by the 2 of those not to have a big wreck happen right there when it easily could have. Coming off turn 4, Skylar Carnes is your leader. And they're wrecking. There goes Joey. We're still green flag racing here. No, and the caution is out. Joey is destroyed after that one.
Joey got punted
by his teammate.
Was it by his teammate?
Let's see right here. No, it looks like he got under the 14 and got pushed a little bit by the 6.
14 car.
Yeah, that was just a racing incident right there.
It was a racing deal.
Hopefully, yeah. I don't know if Joey's already used his fast repair or not. I feel like he hasn't really been involved in much anything today, so I want to say he probably should still have it.
That was a very similar incident that happened with me in the 13 earlier today, but luckily the outcome wasn't nearly as severe. But for Joey Berge, that's an incredible loss. I mean, I know you guys haven't been using the word punted and yeeted very often, but our league loves that because it's full of millennials. And
well, I could happily do that then.
Say it as much as possible, these guys. Yes. So he got punted and maybe even yeeted. So definitely.
No. That wasn't a yeet. You got yeeted.
I got yeeted up into the fence.
Yes, you got yeeted. That was just a straight up hockey hip check.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch your broadcast replay on that and see if you guys threw me under the bus at all during that one and blamed it on me.
Only a little bit. Don't worry.
Angel did. I tried to defend it.
Were you guys easy on me or hard on me?
I was easy.
It depends on which way you want to look at that.
It's nothing like
Chad Waller with an answer.
Wow.
The Wednesday Night League that we're going to be broadcasting here on the Esports Broadcasting Network, the Ghost Cup Series. It's a good friend of mine that owns it, and he said, "Angel, I want you to be as insulting as you'd like on the broadcast. I don't care what the drivers say."
And then you invited me to be in the booth with you.
Then I hurt their feelings, and then something happened.
And I don't get any more honest than they get right here. So I'm very blunt. Everyone knows that, and I'll just call it as I see it. But I try to keep it PG-13.
So Rhea, we do have an answer to your trivia question for tonight.
Yes.
Your question of who was the pace car driver prior to Brett Bodine driving the pace car.
Yeah.
And the answer that was given was Elmo Langley.
That is correct.
And the winner was Chad Waller on that one.
Chad
I definitely
Waller.
didn't know that.
So now
Chad
we are
Waller is the driver of the 38 ride that Linus subbed for tonight. So,
Mhm.
yep.
And now we are just waiting for an answer to what college did Brett Bodine attend? Class of 1981.
Oh, so it looks like we should be getting the green with two to go. It'll be a green white checker, but I don't think it'll be an official green white checker. This might be the scheduled distance.
No, it's not.
So looks like we have an opportunity for three green white checkers then.
We are green white checker, one of 2 attempts.
Oh, so this is one of 2 attempts?
Yep.
Got it. Never mind then. So forget my last
because
statement about 20 seconds ago.
It just came across. We're going to take the first attempt at a green white checker.
Got it.
Carnes, Chew, Hagman, and Benjamin, your top 4 right now.
So
the question
is this single file? I think so.
No. Is it?
Yes, it is single file.
It is.
So this is exactly what Brian Chu is going to want. He's in the catbird seat right here. Ooh, but, you got a couple Fords behind you here. Let's see. They haven't really been working well together, though, and I kind of hate to say that as a Ford fan. These guys really haven't been working together. I know you got 3 different teams of Fords, but that's not going to win you a race this way. You actually got a 4th different Ford team up here.
Well, we're about to find out. But Skylar Carnes going to have the button. The question is, what type of restart is he going to be able to get?
Yeah,
and Angel, your mic just had wicked feedback.
And if you guys end up interviewing Skylar, he is a treat to interview on a broadcast. That man.
So are we expecting a John Force style interview? Are we expecting a John Force style interview?
I don't know who that is.
The funny car driver for the NHRA.
Is this correct here in our YouTube chat? Tony, Jonas Stuff said Brett Bodine attended Alfred State College, if I'm not wrong.
You are absolutely correct, sir. And it was also my alma mater.
All right.
As the green flag comes back out, Carnes rolls into it. Chew right there with him. Carnes protecting that yellow line like it was his firstborn child.
But look at the backup by the 5. He stayed back a little bit there on the restart. We'll see what kind of run is he going to develop. Looks like a 5-car breakaway right now. I'm not sure the 6 is going to be close enough to make anything happen. So we're going to have 5 cars here battling for the lead potentially, the Daytona 500. They're going down the backstretch. Skylar Carnes currently has the lead. Brian Chu is looking high. He's going to go back in line. Where does he go and when does he make the move?
Outside.
Here comes the 6 on the high side. You were saying he wasn't going to be close enough. Hopley had a hell of a run down the super stretch.
Nobody went
Carnes
with him
out
in
in front right
though.
now as they come out of turn number 4. White flag is in the air. 1 more lap to go. Carnes shows the way. Brian Chu's going to have 2.5 miles to get it figured out. Here we go.
All right, we'll have to see as they're going through turns 1 and 2 right here. Brian Chu, last season's Daytona 500 champion. He knows how to get it done here in the iSNF Cup Series. He's going to look high. He's got he's not going to have. Hagman's coming to the inside. It's a side-by-side battle for the lead now. Who's going to have the best push going down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4? Right now, does the 2 push the 11 well enough? It is side by side. The 11 comes down. He's going to side drive. The 47 gets a little bit upset off of turn 4. It's going to be a side by side battle to the line. Who's going to do it? Can they make contact? The 47 is going to win it. Wow! And he goes sideways off into the wall.
Oh, yeet to the inside.
Yeah, that was a yeet.
Skylar Carnes with a fantastic finish and the victory in the Daytona 500 over the defending champion Brian Chu. My goodness, what a finish.
What a finish. Congratulations, Skylar Carnes, on that Daytona 500 win.
Look at this.
An unforgettable experience right there. And Skylar was kind of kicking and screaming. It was kind of a love-hate for joining the 47 car this season, guys. He didn't like the idea of being in a Chevy, but his lucky number is 47, and you know what? It put him in victory lane today.
If you are currently watching, this is the stop point. This is the view to see the victory. You see the 47 just barely out front in the 11. My goodness, what a finish. I'm stunned. That was fantastic.
That was an amazing finish. That was an absolute amazing finish.
Fantastic.
I don't think we could have asked for a better finish than that one. And
it was clean. You know, that's what was really, there wasn't any controversy at the end. I hate those. So this was an uncontroversial win.
Yes, absolutely. Very, very clean finish there. So how about it? Let's go ahead and bring in our third place finisher today, Marcus Hagman, into the booth with us.
All right. Let's do that. We are going to reach out now to the world's fastest Swede, coming home third place in the season opener here at Daytona. And Marcus, you made the move when you had to help your fellow Chevy come home with the victory.
Yeah, that was awesome teamwork there. I kind of knew that the 11 car would go up there and try something together with Isaac, and we just got one hell of a run.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you stayed relatively clean throughout the day. I mean, yes, you did have to burn your fast repair after catching a piece of one of the melees, but for the most part, you were able to keep the number 5 out of trouble. What's it like not driving the Slater car this year?
I can't complain. I got some big shoes to fill with this 5 car. Not from last year, but more like who's racing it in real life. So
right.
Yeah, I got some big shoes to fill. Trying to do the best I can, and man, this was a long race.
So, Marcus, we were told in the chat to ask you how you pronounce the name of your hometown.
It's Vingåker.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't close. When you go back and watch this, Marcus, feel free to laugh at my attempted pronunciation.
Oh yeah, I will be.
Yeah.
Well,
Marcus,
it's not easy.
Great way to open the season.
Thank you. This was a real team effort. I think we had like 3 HMS cars in top 15, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. Is you, JB Banner, Jason Ricketts?
Yeah.
And
and
Jalen Battle as well.
Yeah, and Jalen Battle, and also Skyler is an alliance to us. So
right.
that this was a good day.
Well, Marcus,
Absolutely.
we appreciate it. I'm sure you have a couple people you'd like to thank before we set you free here.
Absolutely. First and foremost, my teammates for actually doing what I was told, what I told them to do, and listening, and it ended up really good. And also Jonas Force and Force Esport, a Swedish e-racing team, and the sponsors Mabi Rental Car, Kappa Bar, and Cooler Master Nordic, and Ria and you guys.
Oh,
Everybody.
You're mad at me, I know, so I'm sorry. You still got P3. I'm sticking my tongue out at you.
Yeah, you kind of cost me my repair, so yeah, I'm quite mad at it. I was for like 5 seconds, and then it passed.
Well,
and then
Marcus,
you realize how much you love me. I know. So.
Yeah, well, if it makes you sleep at night, then yeah.
We appreciate you jumping in here with us, Marcus. Congratulations on a top 3. It seems like every time I do one of these races, you're finishing up here. So congrats. We'll let you enjoy this top 3.
Keep commentating.
Not a problem, Marcus. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was your third place finisher, Marcus Hagman. Next on up, we're going to go ahead and bring in your second place finisher, Brian Chu. Ria, go ahead and have this interview with Brian.
P2, man. That's not a half bad night for you. I had you picked for the win again, but You got to be pretty happy with that.
I probably going to be up all night thinking how the heck I couldn't get him there. It was that close to back for me. It's just I was going to try to wait till later, but I saw a little bit of momentum from behind. I knew that Marcus was going to go with Skyler there, so I was just hoping TBB would give me a big shove, and he did. I was trying to side draft coming to the line. I probably should have hit him a little harder, and congrats to Skyler. He's a damn good driver, and it's tough to lose that close, but it's two seasons Daytona 500s in a row with 0x, no incidents, no wrecks.
Wow.
It's proud of that. So fast
Yeah,
car,
he did. He had 0x. Wow.
Yeah. So it sucked I didn't have my teammates there at the end, but they got caught up in other stuff. But proud I was able to hang up there and almost did it. Almost had the real Denny style back to back, but second place is good. I can't complain.
Well, Brian, I appreciate you being part of this league and everything you've done for us. You won the Iron Man award last season and everything else, and looks like you're going to be starting this season off on the right foot. I know you had quite a bit of bad luck last season, so hopefully it'll turn right around for you. We got a new year, new season. Of course, you got a new place. Everything's new, so hopefully it'll bring you a lot of luck. And before we let you go, do you have anyone to say thanks or give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, just first thanks to you, Rhea. It's a lot of trials and tribulations running this league, and I totally understand how difficult it can be, and then also at the same time running the races at the same time. So really appreciate you and all you do and the hard work that you put in. Love you, and also appreciate all the sponsors that help us out, and a lot of these drivers that we were running up front with, just really enjoy racing around them. And Skyler's that was so fun, and Marcus, these guys are great. And my teammates, Travis Browder, I felt bad because he had a connection issue that put him out of the race, and was a little disappointed because me and him usually do pretty well here in Talladega and stuff, and then Francisco got a little other stuff going on with him. So love those guys as teammates, fun working with them, and let's see how it goes the rest of the season. And I have some high hopes for it, so it's a good start.
Well, all right, my friend. So
Brian, congratulations on the second place finish tonight, and we'll see you next week at Auto Club.
All right, we'll be here. Thank you so much.
Boy, you guys are in for a treat for this win. I just you better go ahead and clench your seats right now.
Well, joining us now is the man of the hour, the man who came home with the season opening victory here at Daytona, the one and only Mr. Skyler Carnes. Skyler, congratulations.
Thank you. I screamed so loud. I'm probably going to lose my voice tomorrow, but this is my first time winning at Daytona, and especially winning the Daytona freaking 500. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, you had one of the cars to beat all night. You were probably one of the best pushers all night long, but when it came down to crunch time, you got a hell of a shove from your teammate, Marcus Hagman.
Oh, yeah. I knew it was coming from Brian. I knew he was going to – Brian and I were teammates last season, and I knew he was going to make the move. And I just didn't know when, and he made it on the exit of 2. Marcus, I was like, Marcus, you need to get on the inside and try to help here so we can both have a shot, because if he helps me and something happens to me, he still has a shot to win. And that's what he did there. And we got lucky going into 3 and 4. I had the better push from Marcus. Brian was trying to side draft as much as he could. He wishes now that he could have doored me a little bit, but he even said himself that wasn't how he drives, and I understand. I raced with him a while, and I could have dealt with a little bumping and banging. It's coming to the line. But
well, you were a little bit sketchy coming off of 4.
Yeah. I probably was. The nerves were getting to me then off of 4, because that's where I've always either got dumped or I became the bridesmaid. The closest finish I had here was in the trucks a long time ago. I finished .007 behind the leader, and we were bumping and banging for the win. My drafting help got wrecked, so it was just literally us drag racing to the line. But every time I've been here, I've been a bridesmaid, so I can finally cross that off the list that I got to win at Daytona.
Not
In the
only did you
Daytona
get to win it,
500.
exactly. You
Daytona
won the
freaking
Daytona 500 for iSNF.
Let the other races be bridesmaids. You got the win in the biggest one there is.
This definitely is a big one to me. Another
Yeah.
big race for me is my home track at Bristol, so that's another big one too.
So I have, a little question here. Little birdie over here told us that you weren't too fond of the idea of driving a Chevrolet. Does it feel a little bit better now that you're in victory lane with it?
No.
At least you're honest.
You know what? Yeah.
Does not. I'm a Ford guy all the way through.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I'll race a Toyota any day because my favorite driver is D-Ham, so he runs a Toyota. I guess I gotta root for Toyota as well. But
you had the lucky 47 on your car tonight. So
I did. Every other league that I race in, the 47 is my number. So I made a little sacrifice of, pulling a piece of my heart out racing for a Chevy, but to run the 47, I'd rather run the 47 because that's been my number since Bobby Labonte ran it, and he's been my all-time favorite driver. So
Well, yeah.
the 18 was tainted by Kyle Busch, so I chose the 47.
Well, maybe
I agree.
you found the lucky formula to get yourself into victory lane, so you can have a good season driving that number 47 tonight or this season. With the bow tie on it, hey, it might work out for you for the best.
It definitely, I hope definitely it will. And this win means a lot too because I had a family member, my grandpa, pass away on Christmas, so I definitely know he's up above watching down and rooting me on, seeing me in victory lane here tonight, and I won this race for my grandpa.
Hell yeah, that is absolutely amazing, man. Great story. Congratulations. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank here, or anybody else watching you might want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I definitely want to thank all the fans of the 47 Kroger machine out there tonight. We had one fast Chevy. I want to thank my teammate Marcus. If it wasn't for him pushing me there, we wouldn't have been there tonight. We had a great strategy there. I want to thank all my Hendrick teammates. We did amazing, and I can't wait to look forward to moving on the rest of the season with you guys. I want to give a shout out to my friends over in the SCP Foundation VR chat. They all watched me on, cheered me on. They were rooting for me, and I got Discord messages beyond belief winning this. My friend Lauren, I definitely want to shout out her. She started watching this after I showed her about iRacing, and now she's hooked to NASCAR too.
Hell yeah.
And all my other friends, Savannah, everybody, my mom, my little brother, all that.
Well, Skylar, again, congratulations on winning the season opener here at Daytona. We're looking forward to seeing what you can do next week at Auto Club and at the 2-miler there.
Thank you, boys. I'll definitely be looking forward to it. And I also want to say thank you all for putting on the broadcast. Y'all put in hard work week in, week out. I'm glad to be back. But I'll definitely see y'all at Atlanta, or not Atlanta, Auto Club.
All right. So, another one in the books. Angel, I know this isn't your normal bag on Sunday afternoons, but all things considered, we saw one hell of a race tonight.
Yeah, we did. It was pretty dang awesome. I can't complain. I loved it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at least I did something on the track tonight. I had the fastest lap out of every car on the track.
Yeah, that was a bad fast lap.
And I have to piggyback off of what Skylar said a minute ago about his grandfather. So the reason I even brought that up, because I'm normally kind of humble about little things like that. My grandfather's birthday was today. He just recently passed just a month ago, and he would have been 83 today. And be able to have the fastest lap of any car on the track, driving a Ford. He's a Ford retiree. I know the Ford didn't get a dub tonight, didn't see victory lane, but at least I had the fastest car on race day, baby. So
Absolutely.
You know what? Fast on
By
race day instead of first on race day, we'll take it.
By 2/10
One of the books just
car.
for my grandpa. So, yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
But, it's a pleasure having you guys in the booth. I appreciate you guys being back here for another season of excitement out there, and hopefully we'll continue to get better throughout the season as well, especially with these rule changes. And Thomas Stanley, I totally want to thank Tom Stanley. Just thank you for sacrificing your ride. You could be easily racing right now and having fun. Instead, you took one for the team, like literally, and just stepped up in the booth and overseeing the track. It's very stressful. I've done it. It's not fun. I don't know how in the world he's even keeping his sanity, but you know what? You're doing a fantastic job so far from what I've seen, and just hang in there, my friend. I appreciate everyone else in the admin team. I kind of just last minute throw them little goodies and stuff to do, little projects and stuff, because I'm just completely overworked most of the time. So I want to give a shout out to my admin team out there for, helping me every which way you can. And then I also want to apologize to a lot of my league members. I've been pretty short fused this weekend because this is speed weeks. And when we do speed weeks twice a year, it's extremely stressful on the league owner. I have so many things to do. And especially when we're coming into a new season like this, I'm sure a couple of you people noticed that a couple of the car numbers were mismatched and stuff with their next to their names and the wrong, whatever. So, because I'm the one that does all that and I send all that data over to you guys. And so just for the listeners out there, I send the project files and, I create all that stuff. And sometimes I just can't get to all of them. So, I'm hard working at that, and I'll definitely work on getting it even perfected by next week. But thanks for hanging in there, guys. And, hopefully you guys enjoyed the show.
And Tom Stanley, if you're listening, the best way to get through a season up in the race control tower, tequila helps.
He is on the firefighter. He's a firefighter. I don't know how much on call he is, but on the nights that you're not on call, my friend, for sure.
All right, then. But let's give a quick rundown of the finishing order before we turn it loose tonight.
All right. As previously mentioned, Skylar Carnes is going to go ahead and bring home the win of the Daytona 500 for the iSNF Cup Series. Defending Daytona 500 champion and pole sitter Brian Chu finishes in second. Marcus Hagman in third. Taylor Butcher Benjamin in fourth. Isaac Wilson was fifth. John Hopley in sixth. Linus Brostrom in seventh. Carl Rourke in eighth. JB Banner ninth. And Jason Ricketts rounds out your top 10.
Johnny Castle coming home in 11th. Eugene Thorne coming home in 12th. 13th going to Jalen Battle. Joey Burgee in 14th. And defending series champion Francisco Villarreal coming home in 15th. First car one lap down. Burgee being scored as the last car on the lead lap. Where are we here?
Brenton Harrison in 16th.
Thank you. Because all I have is a B on my end. Mike Smith coming home in 17th, 18th going to Gavin Marlin, Richard Poulter in 19th, and 20th going to Brian Treadwell.
In 21st, you have Travis Browder. 22, Casey Tomlinson. 23rd is Derek Cook. Damian Mulvey finishes in 24th. 25th for Stephen Fishburne. Dave Holmberg in 26th. 27th goes to Russell Bradka. 28th is 28th is Bob Wyckoff. 29th is Matt Forns. In 30th is Zach Phillips. And if you don't mind, Rhea, how about you finish off the final drivers?
My pleasure. 31st is Ian Humphreys tonight. Bringing it home 32nd is Joey Maines. Emily Urias finishes 33rd tonight, and Pete Van Sprundle 34th. Yours truly, Rhea Ferris, finishes 35th tonight, and Mr. Zach Taylor brings it home 36th. Marshall M. Fly the Harris, he comes home 37th tonight, and Dave Corshane 38th. Clarence Prince rounds out the field coming in 39th tonight. Definitely a pretty full field. I know a handful of drivers, actually not quite a handful, but about 3 or 4 drivers missed the show due to extenuating circumstances. One had a family emergency. I hope everything is all right with him, and a couple of people got on the wrong plane, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, they didn't know about the 3:30 start time, even though it's been posted for 2 weeks. So,
All
The
right.
good news is
Well,
we go back to our regular start time at 5:30
Correct.
next week when we go to Auto Club for the 2 mile trial out there in California next week. So we are going to be back at our regular time then. But and I believe Jason's going to be back in the booth for that one. And, are you scheduled to do next week too, Angel?
no, I am not. I believe I was just in today for Jason.
All right, so we will have Jason back with us next week. But that is going to about do it for us here tonight from Daytona. For Angel Santiago, for Rhea Ferris, this is Tony Trapasso reminding you, ladies and gentlemen, that as you walk down the road of life, please don't play in traffic. Good night, everybody.